King. Sir King.
All right, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I hope y'all doing well. And everything is a okay. What's up, Michelle's daughter? How you doing? Tell Michelle I said hi. Excuse me. All right, so let's get into it. Listen, y'all. Regarding any real world news, I don't y'all. I haven't been live in a couple of days, but they pulled the okey doke. Well, Trump pulled the okey doke the other day on Twitter. Twitter was any social media involved with that man was the worst thing ever because y'all, it was crazy. Like he pretty much put a big dent and I'm gonna say crashed the market, but a lot of people lost a lot of money quickly. I heard some people like somebody in the crypto land, like they say he killed himself or something, and a lot of people got like I guess liquidated or margin called. That whole stock market thing is crazy because like let's say if you fall below a certain threshold, or they'll come in and take all your shit. Like they'll come in and take all your stocks and stuff like that. Especially if you buying on margin. If you buying on margin, which is pretty much like a loan, um, they'll come in real quick and take your stuff. So a lot of people who thought they had certain stocks and holdings, when he put out that announcement saying that, oh, we I'm going to put 100% tariffs, that really caused the market to dive. But he did the same thing before. Then apparently his billionaire friends reached out to him. You know, that I'm sure that same day or over the weekend, he said, "Oh no, we in China gonna work this out." And then the stock market came back somewhat today. So it's crazy. But like I said, like some guy in crypto, like I guess he took his life from where the post read. It looked like he took his life. I mean, you know what I mean? So all I'm telling for my smart stock market people is just, I'm not a financial advisor. I only do commentary on the trends and things that I see. Right now, I feel gold is your. I want to say I'll use this word very loosely. Is your safest option because gold is an international situation. That's some things we have in the United States where it's predicated on what we do in the United States. Gold internationally is international. Everybody's getting in. People are dumping the dollar because we cut in interest rates, inflation. We haven't released the job numbers yet. The job numbers are supposed to be released on the 1st of October. They still have not done that yet. I feel they're going to continue to postpone that. Remember, I told you October 15th was a key day because that's when the military was supposed to get paid. Well, they found a way, some money somewhere to pay them. The government is still shut down, so it's a lot going on, and gold is rising. So a lot of people are making some money off of gold if you know how to do it. Um, and silver too. Silver, they say, man, I'll take over. That's remind me. I gotta look at silver because I'm busy looking at gold. Shoot, silver might leapfrog gold. Can you believe that? If silver was to can I say leap God? Leapfrog gold. That'd be crazy. Bitcoin took a hit too. So, like I said, everybody's looking at the situation like, yo, let's just go to gold, international exposure. What I told you, I feel intentionally he's trying to drive down a dollar while he knows that this will pump up gold, then have the gold, which is allegedly at Fort Knox, reassessed and become like the most, and they have that debt or whatever, wipe out our debt. I feel, and then he want to somehow have crypto involved in it too. I don't know. But let's say hello to the people who are here. What's up, Black Strawberry Apple? Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a member. What's up, CC? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here as well. Detached, thank you for always being here as well for your everlasting support. Appreciate you. What's up, Swag TV? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Fee Brown, what's going on, Fee Brown? Appreciate you being here, Fee Brown. All right, what's up, Nobody? How you doing? Long time no see. Hope you doing well. Let's see who else is in the house. I hope I didn't forget nobody. I don't think I forgot nobody. I think I lost everybody. Please thumbs up the live. It'll be tremendously appreciated if you do. All right, so that's what's going on. Listen, like I said, NBA started up, so NBA preseason is here. So definitely check that out. As you know, football's going on and all that other stuff. So really, with me, ain't much too going on. But let me tell you something, dude. It was this guy. I was driving right, and it's at night. Now I saw the dude. The dude is all lit up. He driving. He need what he needed. I'm gonna tell you, he was walking his dog. What he needed to do was put a light on his dog. So I'm driving. The motherfucker think he is the ATF, FBI, CIA, whatever, because he out there with the bright. He got a bright light, and as he's walking across like the intersection or the street, obviously I saw him. I slowed down. I stopped. Stop sign. I recognized stop sign. So I'm not gonna hit you. And you lit up like a Christmas tree. So obviously that concern was so. What he does is he turns on the lights like the cops do so that they can kind of like blind you or you can't really see them. He does that to me in my face. It wasn't like he was doing it to the ground or nothing like that. It really upset me because I said, okay, I understand the first seconds, the second second, you doing it as you crossing it, but he kept doing it as he was walking. I said, bitch. I said, okay, so I went past the intersection and I drove right by his ass. So he knew, like, you pissed me, and I laid on my horn. So you don't blind the motorist. Okay, you don't do that shit. And if you worried about your dog getting hit because your dog is walking behind, because his dog was, I guess, from what I saw, meandering behind. You put lights on your dog, but you don't blind a motorist. Like I understand you trying to make sure you don't get hit, but if there was been somebody else who was more hood than me, some of them dudes would have came out and beat your ass. Like I felt like some dudes would have hopped out their car and be like, because I felt like turning around my car like, yo, why you blinding us? Like you blinding us who are driving. I know you worry about your safety, but be respectful. Like don't blind us. Don't put that in people's face in the driver's seat blinding us when you could easily like put that on the ground or have a little bit lower so that people can see, okay, yeah, he's not trying to blind me, but he is trying to show that he's there. These people are crazy. I mean, you can, okay, anyway. What's up, Sharona B? How you doing? Good to see you. What's up? Enjoy life. How you doing? How's everything? Michelle's daughter said, SK, did you talk about the Kawhi and that whole? No, I didn't because that I no, not against your question, but the reason why I didn't talk about it because that whole situation is weird to me. Because Kawhi, I don't know Kawhi, but Kawhi has a persona of going like real quiet, mild mannered, don't say nothing. So it's really hard to believe he'll be behind the scenes. It's really, I think, his uncle or his brother who's doing all this stuff because his brother, his uncle, whoever, is always attached to the BS around him. And what I feel is because, well, what's his name? Balmer, Scott Balmer, whoever is the the owner of the LA Clippers. See, you got to understand the league don't want that situation again because the previous owner of the LA Clippers was Don Sterling, and he was racist. Like he was racist. He would watch the men shower and comment on their genitals and stuff. It's a lot of shit that went on with him. But he said some racist stuff, right? So they finally got his ass up out the league. So then it'll be like another black eye. Now you gotta understand, Steve Ballmer also invested a lot of money in that crypto or whatever that is, the crypto arena, made it one of the most innovative arenas in the NBA. Then on top of that, now you want to come and whatever this off the books transaction, because the whole thing with Kawhi is that he signed with the Clippers because they promised him some no show endorsement deal, or whatever. Who knows? But I think when you do that, also you got to understand Scott Ballmer is one of the I don't think he's a co-founder of Microsoft, but he was one of the past CEOs of Microsoft, and he got a lot of bread. He got a lot of money. He's a billionaire. So they don't kind of want that to go down, like punish him, ban him, force him to sell the team, because that man is very powerful and he's a huge advocate of the league. He's somebody he's a hands-on owner, and that's what you want. You want a hands-on owner who's willing to put their money, their resources to make your arena better. Because at one time, the Lakers and the Clippers were sharing the same damn arena. Like, what? So I think the crypto arena is where the Clippers actually play in their own facility. But like I said, he's a hands-on owner, and he opened up the his checkbook. Before, Don Sterling was known to be cheap. He did not pay for players. He didn't do all that. So now you have someone, and now you're going to try to like blow it up. It wouldn't be a good look. So I think they kind of like sweeping it under the rug and just let it be. Let it be. I just feel like they're like, whatever. They're not winning no way. Now, if they were dominating, okay, but they're like, it's always an issue. They hurt something, chemistry, whatever. So I just think they're not gonna try to do that because it'd be a bad look, really, for the league to have for them to go after the ownership there and go after Kawhi, who in his own right been hurt. Like, damn, I'm like every year you hurt since he was in San Antonio. I don't remember him not being hurt. Like I know he played with Toronto, but I just anyway. So thank you for that comment, Michelle's doing. You said I agree. It's very weird. I don't know what to think. They're going to cover that up because that's the internal matter. That's the internal matter. I'm sure there's some other scandals we haven't heard about. Obviously, somebody is not happy about that situation, and they're leaking it. So, Kawhi whole family sketchy. Don't didn't his sister get arrested for unaliving an old lady? I don't know. I ain't never heard about it. What's up, little mama Obama? I never heard of that, but a lot of people, a lot of the players' families are like they don't come from the best environments, and a lot of them got sketchy past and stuff like that. But I'll look into that little Mama Obama to see if that's a history of that. So, um, so yeah, so that's pretty much it. Like I said, I don't really have much to talk about in regards to the real world. There's a lot of stuff going on. Just be prepared. I don't know what to tell you. Just be prepared, and I don't know. I just feel like our administration, because I was thinking about this today, and I was like, should I say this? Our administration is no. I'm not being like, I'm not supporting China. Okay, no way. But I feel a lot of technology that China has that I'm seeing and stuff like that. Like y'all, I actually saw a drone show, like a drone show over there. I ain't seen no damn drone show over in the United States like that. Like they had a drone show, real like sophisticated. I'm like, damn. Now I know we've had some kind of drone shows over here, like in the United States, somewhat, but their drone shows was elaborate. It was it was changing colors. It was like their rendition of the fireworks, and I just feel like our administration is inept to the point that it may be inferior to the Asian. We've just been blessed that we've had technology. And I always say that were we visited by aliens? Were we visited by aliens that shared their technology with us? Because all of a sudden we took a leap forward in terms of technology. Like we just did. Like if you just think about it, like we were positioned in the forefront. I don't know. It's just weird. But we'll see. I just hope that Rump don't piss off these people in the international community enough to have us turn into a third world country. So that's all I got to say. All right. Anything else? No, I don't think there's nothing else going. Look, there's a lot of craziness in this world. Just I don't know. It's just yeah. Listen, just save us, save what you can. If you're in the stock market, look at it every day and look at gold and silver, and that's all I can say. And also, they trying to pump up these rare earth metals, because that's what the big fallout was. Really, was that China was trying to. They say that they were going to limit their export of rare earth minerals. I saw one company today. They said how many? They said this company only had 4 people employed for this company that Trump is invested in. I was like, oh hell no. I said, I'm not putting what would I do? Why would I put my money in a company ran by 4 people? When the rare earth mineral thing is you gotta go out there and dig, you gotta then process it. I was like, oh hell no. I was like, And then what they said was they doing all this. I forgot what it was. They were saying like, now it's like a scam But it's like they investing in all this to position themselves for the future because like we don't even have that kind of like process companies in place here. We don't have those companies in place here. So how you telling people to invest in? It was weird. It was like it's a Ponzi scheme, and then Open AI, which runs Chat GPT, they investing in all these different companies, and everybody saying, "Oh, this is like a Ponzi scam." So I go invest in Detached company, and then I say I'm gonna do that, and to propel Detached's company, then I go and say I'm going to invest in this company in little Obama's company, and then everybody run over little Mama Obama's company and investigate. They see that we're gonna be doing business in the future, and then cut out to find out that nothing it produced really nothing. So they say AI is in the big bubble right now. So be careful AI because I know everything's AI the craze, and I'm sure AI will take. I mean, not take over, but AI will change a lot. It will change the workforce. It will do that, but we shall see. Because they try to do a lot of that stuff now. But a lot of that shit, y'all they don't understand the human component. Like Walmart, they thought, oh, we can send people to the self checkout. Now they got to spend more people that they would have had running the checkout line, watching people to make sure they don't steal. Does that make any sense? What's up, Jazz A? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Okay. And the day I was about to curse out this lady at the dollar store because I went to the dollar store. Like I said, I was like, interesting. The dollar store is the dollar store no more. That's what it is. The dollar store ain't the dollar store no more. It's $1.25. Now they raised $1.50. Now they got stuff in there to $5. Why don't y'all just say? Why don't y'all just call yourselves the multiple dollar store? Because it's not just dollars no more. It's just that. So I'm still in the line, right? Like I'm just like, cool, whatever. This lady in front of me just gonna walk right in front, like just walk right in front, just like pretty much. I moved out the way, just being recognized in the situation, but she's just gonna move. She's just gonna like cut, like just like move right in front of me. And only say, "Excuse me." I really was about to say something. I say, "You excuse me." Do you know how to say it? But I was like, you know what? Just shh, shh. Don't say nothing. That's what I was. I didn't say nothing. The lesbian ghost. What's up, lesbian ghost? Says, do you see General Dollar Store? Do you see General Dollar Store? I don't go in General Dollar. No cashiers. Look, lesbian ghost. The main issue with Target and all the why Target doing bad, all of was due to shrink. If you don't know what shrink is pretty much theft or missing product that ain't been paid for revenue. So what's gonna happen with shrink? Like the only way they can stop shrink, and it ain't gonna really work, is if they put like a tracking chip in the packaging. So if you steal it and don't pay for it, then they'll track you down to your house. But no, I don't go to General Dollar. You said no cashiers. Yeah, I don't know what to say to that. Because to me, that's how you cutting jobs. But that's what they want to do anyway. They want to cut jobs. So, which is sad to say. I mean, I was thinking today, what job would be indispensable during this time, and I was thinking at the gym, maybe personal trainers. But then again, if you have a Peloton bike, they want to train you over the internet. So it's like, damn, you really got to think about. And then you can say maybe lawn care, but no, they got robots that can really cut the lawn. How well they do it, I don't know. So you really got to think about maybe mechanic, but if they make it, you could just pull up maybe into a shop and the thing will self-diagnose itself and fix itself. So like you got to be really creative about what you can do. The only thing I could think is the police, right? But no, the police, I mean, not really. Crazy. Crazy. You have to show your bank card first, and hundreds of cameras on you. You know what, lesbian ghost? I saw that. I saw that in the airport one time. You enter, and then like the only way you can pay is with a card. And they had like when you say cameras, lesbian ghosts, you right, hundreds of cameras. There was so many damn cameras. I was like, damn, is this a camera store? or is this a snack store? It was so many cameras, and like they won't let you in or something. Like they had a little barrier where like you had to scan your card first to get let in. Like wow, like I mean, in all honesty, they're not taking into account, man. Like we as people want to be able to know that we not constantly being watched. I don't like when I'm going to Walmart. They constantly try. I have come to Walmart with enough money to buy what I need to buy. I'm not going to steal anything. But when you put somebody there who's constantly watching to make sure I don't steal, that really ruins the enjoyment or the experience of shopping at your store. And I think they fail to understand that, like, you are already assuming I'm a criminal when you do that. And then what was crazy about, because I was in Walmart yesterday, you're like, damn, SK, why you always down shopping? No, I went to Walmart yesterday for some ice. I really wanted some ice. I was salivating for some ice. I I saw this cart and it had some stuff in it. So I said, oh, that's what maybe the workers are putting away. So then as I'm coming back the other way, I look into the contents of the cart because the cart is still there. And what somebody had done was they had drunk half of the chocolate milk. They had gotten some of the, I guess they had gotten some of the chicken that they make. They had gotten some of that, and they had gotten something else, like another beverage or something. So what they had done was they had pretty much had meal. What is it? Wheels on meals or meals on wheels. They pretty much just ate their whole dinner right there and left and didn't do it. They didn't pay. So while you sitting there bothering people who gonna pay, there's people who are walking around your store pretending to pay, just having their whole dinner and walking at the same damn time. I was like, look at that. And they didn't have to take nothing from their store except the food in their belly. What? It's crazy. Yes, Michelle's daughter. Yes, yes. The chocolate milk, half a shot had a half a bottle of chocolate milk. I saw that. I was like, oh. I said, damn. Well, did they go to the bathroom after that too? Because you know, chocolate milk is like make you poop. The lesbian ghost says, "Have you ever seen someone watching you in Walmart?" Yeah, yeah, I have. I actually have. I've seen them at the checkout. They so checkout, they're watching like a hawk. They are watching you. If you have any issue with their car, they are running over. They are running over. Not that you can't reconcile the situation yourself with your car, but they are running over to make sure you don't get up and leave because you can't know. I was like, damn, leave me alone. I just, ugh, it's just, yeah. So I have, yes, I have. They stand right there. I don't know if you don't have a Walmart self checkout, but they got lanes. They just don't use them. You know. So and they just watch you like six. And don't let it be holiday time. They'll have six people up there. And I'm like, well, six people, you could have just opened up a damn lane, like lane for real, for real. But whatever. All right. Other than that, yeah, that's about it. So yeah, just oh yeah. Hold on. Let me tell you again. I don't know what y'all gonna do. I don't know what y'all gonna do for Christmas. Unless they get this. Now I read that they talk, oh, imports are up. Bullshit. Because you go to any store now, they're hardly any Halloween decorations. What they gonna hardly any Christmas decorations. And what they gonna do for toys? Like I'm just saying, like so be prepared. Like be prepared that you pay a higher cost for toys. I'm just saying because it's just like okay, all right. And tariffs, and then I want to know. What damn? I gotta read into that because I gotta read it because China was supposed to impose a tariff on any of our ships over there, U.S. or something like that. So I want to know if they're still gonna do that because that's what caused Trump to get on True Social and just blast 100%. This thing ain't done yet, and that's why I'm telling y'all. That's why gold is going up. While Trump did that tweet to pacify the international community, see that no, we ain't playing these games. Just look into it. Okay. All right. What's up, Dr. Soap? You said Hollard and Meals on Wheels. Yeah, Meals on Wheels out there. I saw that. I said, ooh. And I was like, damn, if time gets desperate, that's what people are gonna do. They're gonna roll right up there, pretend to shop, and feed their kids with the baked chicken and the hot dogs and soda right there, cold soda, and pretend they're gonna pay. They're gonna park that bad boy, that car off to the side and say, let's go. Or you go in the bathroom, I go in the bathroom, and we meet 5 minutes outside, outside or whatever. And then that's it. That's how people gonna get around the whole theft situation because they can't. I'm just when I thought about it, it made sense. They can't stop you if you're eating food while you shop, right? Because you may pay for it. You may. So unless they follow you throughout the whole duration while you're around the whole damn store, which they ain't gonna do, then what? Unless you're a repeat offender. So why you screaming, girl? Yes, Michelle's daughter. I looked at it because it was the weirdest thing. It was a shopping cart off to the side with half a bottle of chocolate milk in it. That what made me look even more. And I said, damn, they just had a whole meal and didn't pay. And then I think they had some soda or something too, or some water. No, it wasn't no water. It was some soda too, right? And then it was a cooked chicken, Michelle's daughter. So it was a cooked chicken up in there too. I'm like, damn. So they just had their whole meal, right? So yeah, it was interesting. So yeah, thank you, Michelle, for your gesture. Appreciate you. Those who contribute to the broadcast do get acknowledged over here. So thank you so much, Michelle, for your generosity.
Somebody ought to praise him in here.
Exactly. Thank you again, Michelle's daughter. Exactly, Doctor Sobe. Eat while you shop. That's what I was thinking about. Eat and exercise. Eat and exercise because that's what he pretty much or she pretty much did was eat and walk at the same time and walked it off. And then I was like, damn, did they run to the bathroom? 'Cause I told you that chocolate milk would do it to you. Because that was just like you just don't leave your cart like that. That was a planned situation. That was a person who didn't have no money, was hungry, and just said, "I'm gonna pretend like I'm a shopper," and then just bam, leave it. I was like, "Wow, okay." All right, y'all. Thank you for listening to the news that you can somewhat use in your life. Now, let's get to the news that you absolutely cannot use. We'll be right back. We're going to a brief commercial break. All right, here we go.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no.
Ooh-cha.
Wu Child is right. Dimples, I'm sorry. Your show today was boring. I'm sorry. My show may be boring today too. I'm sorry, but Dimples, your show was today. It was boring. It was. I'm sorry. I know that lady came up talking about something about somebody I don't know, and then you had to wrap it back around. And sorry, Dimples. I know you try to do anyway. You trying to do what's the name, Stefan. Dimples, and then Dimples, I watched better performances. But anyway, move right along. All right, let's get into it. So y'all see my thumbnail? Yes, that is lemon. Now, you said, Sir King, how can you do that to your co-host? Excuse me, I don't like to use the N word, but that nigga is around here whining and crying. Whining and crying about I didn't we didn't believe in him, all this shit, we turned his back on him. And then on get this. See that situation with the brother don't feel right with me, and I always would say that, and I'm feeling more confident in saying so. I'm not a person who will sit up here and be callous to one's family member, loss of one family member, but something don't feel right with me. And I keep telling you, anybody that you have a reverence for or respect, you will not keep bringing them up. So I'm sitting over there watching Brianna live, and people sent me this too. But I'm watching Brianna live, and he over there talking. Now this is when he was showing himself. Oh, anyway, anyway, yeah. He was sitting there crying about his whining about his brother. And then he started going into that. It was difficult to get over, and it was his first party, and his first adult party, and something didn't feel right. And I'm like, okay, all right, but I know limit. I know limit enough to know when those emotions aren't true. So when he took it to that extreme and turned on that thespian tear jerker act, I was like, mm-mm. But we didn't know because he was off camera. Then all of a sudden, he turned on his camera because the conversation had went somewhere else. There was no tear in sight. No tear. No tear residue. No tear crumbs. No nothing. And I said, dude, this motherfucker didn't. No, this motherfucker didn't sit over here go into a sad story about his brother. And it ain't no remnants of emotion on his face. And I was like, wow. I was just like, wow. That's all the confirmation that I needed. I like this is insane. So then I get a clip of him talking about how people don't believe in him, why he gets so much hate. His mentor has turned. I was like, you lying, wanna be Ken doll. Are you serious? Are you serious? Did you not forget that you sat with the same people who try to tear down what we built as if y'all had been friends forever? And you making people think that I just didn't believe in you. Did you tell them about the training sessions? Did you tell them about the behind the scene meetings that we did to make sure that your page was not endangered? You don't tell them that. You tell them what you wanted to tell them. And then on top of that, you just you're not being truthful. Then you cry. This will get me the most. He put my name in the title. He put using me as content. He put my name in the title. He using my. I was like, no, this baby is not doing that. You're whining about your name being in a title. Lemon. When things were popping over here, I never complained about my name in the title. Never. 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 I was like thankful that people were. I was like, good. I made the news today. Good. Okay, it's working. Good. I was happy. I was happy that people. I didn't care what it was. Well, some stuff that pedophile shit I didn't like because that was wrong and unwarranted. But anything else, Sir King crazy, Sir King manipulative, Sir King selfish, Sir King dumb, Sir King is somebody. I was like, good. I didn't care who had my name in the title. But you crying and whining, but you want to be the king of the sector. So people not gonna know who the king of the sector is because we can't use your name. I told you that was the dumbest thing from Fyebabe to James to Jay Wilson. All this complaining about your name in the title. I said shit, I do that for research purposes. I ain't got time to be going through videos titled "A Thief in the Night" and "The Darkness of the Year" to figure out what the hell that video was about. No, I'm gonna put your name in the title. So in case we need to go back and when we in 2028 to see what you done said in 2025, I know where to go because your name is in the motherfucking title, or at least help reduce me on my search time. Like people are weird. Like y'all so weird. Y'all want stuff but don't even want people to mention y'all name. That's like saying, "Ooh, the guy to do the moonwalk." Oh, the man that know how to dance. Oh, the man that got the Jerry curl. Oh, the man that got all the brothers and sisters. Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that? Duh, it's Michael Jackson. So put his name in the title so we know who the hell you talking about. These people are weird. It really is. What you said? Not a thief for the night. Well, that's that's what they wanted you to be. They want people to be saying like we ain't got to. This is don't put my name in the title. What? I just so we supposed to guess. We supposed to guess a person who was a woman but liked to play football on the O line. Who that? Who that? A woman who played football on the O line. Who that? Who that? Who that? Who is that? Who that? Anyway, y'all know who that is. Michelle's daughter says, if I can be honest, I'm still shocked at how Lemon is acting. I remember, yes, Michelle's daughter. You and I feel the same damn way. Just like I just said, who that? Lemon, who are you? That lemon that sat next to me for 4 or 5 years, that's not the lemon that I knew. That's not, you know how people have alter egos? So, oh, Sir King, did you know he was like that behind the scenes? Hell no. He never act like that. He act like he was very perceptive, he was considerate, he was kind, he was all that. He was seen to be thoughtful at times. Not this other stuff, not this person that curses out motherfuckers who's a professional victim, who's all that. None of that. So I'm just shocked. Like you, Michelle's daughter. I don't know who that is. That's why he keeps saying he never supported me. He said it when he was here. You never supported me. Even through my first out, like Lemon, I really want to tell Lemon, I don't support trash. Because what you were doing was trash. That's not something I can get behind. That's not something and for me to get behind that would be sending the wrong message. Like to give you the best analogy, a parent and a child. Okay, you support your child in all that they do, but if they turn out to robbing and killing, are you gonna support them in that? You gonna be like, hell no, I don't support you, son, in doing that. No, that's not what I'm about. And for me to support that is giving you the wrong message. So no, I don't support that. I watched the shows from the beginning, and I was like, wow. I always told him, I said, Lemon, watch your tone. This audience over here is 90% women, and when you curse like that, you give off domestic violence. You remind people of being in a domestic violence situation with the way you talk to women. And I told him that. So that's something that he don't want to heed. But ain't too many women gonna keep wanting to listen to that. Sorry. um Jazz Day says Lemon was never disrespected. Not to the degree that he's now. Nope says all right. Nobody says nope, not the same Lemon. No, not at all. And I still want to know where did he go? I don't think he's being truthfully honest about that. Detach Myself says Avatar Nature was 100% behind him until he threw us away for his new friends. 4 years just wasted. Detach, and I feel he feels that too. And I feel he has regret about how he has handled that situation because you can't trust everybody. And everybody's not the same. Like he going around and y'all want to call that networking. Oh, lemon, no, fuck, no, fuck that shit. I'm sorry, I'm cursing a little bit tonight. Fuck that shit. That's not networking. That's desperation. That's desperation and trying to bring people over to you so you can maintain your little bit of acclaim because you done fucking pissed off everybody who was cool with you from the get go. That's like somebody you done just burn every damn bridge you got and had. Now you trying to venture off and trying to form new bridges. That's what that's called. So no, and then on top of that, you messing with people who don't operate the same way we do. There's limits to things that we do. Like, child, Lemon, you better hope one day I don't never get the opportunity to ask your mama a question because something's not adding up about the death of your brother. Yo, just the way you just disrespect him, the way you disappeared like that, something ain't right about that, Lemon. And that's 100. Something is not right about that. So you went away somewhere Somewhere you went away to. You said you left. I'm just saying. Something ain't right, Lemon, and you know that ain't right because even your answer ain't right. So mm, I don't know. You just don't throw away people like that around people like that. So and then you talk about your mama and how you talked about your mama like that to whoever you were talking to, and you saw that and talk about, oh, I saw the hurt in her eye, some crazy shit you were saying, Lemon. That's just like that's not even for online consumption, to be honest. Like that's just personal, private. Don't even need to come online. But you use that as a means to, I guess, you feel that because you deal with older women, and older women are so quick to coddle you when they feel that you've gone through emotional situation or a drastic situation. Older women look beyond the validity of the truthfulness of the matter, but focusing on just you being hurt. And I feel that you think you could bring that on here, and that it's gonna work on everybody and everything. But you forget these some callous ass motherfuckers on here, and they don't really give a damn like that. So you just kind of exposing yourself a little bit when you do that. So that's what I'm saying. The real OG Nubian. What's up? How you doing? You say self sabotage. I do. I feel like he likes to tether on that line of seeing how far he can go. I do feel like he like that. He like the thrill to see how far he can go, without suffering the ramification or repercussion, you know. Jazzy said that's probably why therapy don't really F with him like that anymore due to his unbelievable disrespectful behavior. Oh, I guarantee she never I know therapy was disappointed. She's like, who is this? Who is this? But Limit thinks that that's a character, and we don't think that's a character. We don't think that's a character. People have personalities in them. So if you want to say that, that's a character, that's fine. But no, that's a personality within you. Because I tell people when they say jokes, so like I told you, I went to this event and it was an older lady sitting at the table. And she said, oh, haven't I seen you somewhere before? Oh, haven't I seen you somewhere before? Oh, it's not a lineup. Oh, it's not a lineup. Trust me, it wasn't a lineup. Uh, and I was like, what? You had the nerve to say that? I was like, wow. I was like, you know what I mean? So I can't give you a pass because you had to process that. Then you had to have to form the action and energy to say that. And that was crazy to me. Like you gonna say that as me as a black man? Oh, I trust me, it wasn't. That was so racist. That was racist. And if it wasn't racist, it was damn sure in bad taste to say that to a black person. Really? So if I was to turn around, oh, I seen you somewhere before. Oh, I seen you somewhere. Oh, don't worry, it wasn't on an Amish farm. You're not. It wasn't on an Amish farm. Don't worry about it. Crazy, just crazy. But you just it is what it is. It is what it is. And they were doing good the whole night till she said some shit like that. I was like, but it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, let's get into some other stuff. So that was Lemon. That's all I got to say. Lemon, man up. Having your name in the title is a blessing. Because one day your name won't be there, and you got to handle everything that is thrown at you. You wanted to wear the crown. You want to be on top. Then uh, you you know then you got to be prepared for it. You can't pick and choose. I think you having regrets now how you did shit because you mad because of the trifecta and all that. You should never engaged in them in the first place. You know, I honestly feel that because they gonna want something in return, and that's how people work on here. That's why it's best to be independent. You do your own shit. You rock your own way. But you wanted to fast track to what you thought would be stardom, but you didn't know the other bullshit that would come with it, right? But that's your journey. That's on you. All right, let's move it on. Is Treasure in danger? Okay. And this is dealing with Fyebabe. So apparently, Fyebabe went live today. So pretty much the gist of it is that Treasure Lane said something about Fyebabe's daughter, or something about the nephew, that her nephew Fyebabe's nephew touched. Let me get that right now. Yeah, Fyebabe's nephew maybe did something to Fyebabe's daughter, right? So she is really hot. She's right now, and they seem like they about to do. Now she said that she has shared what James has said to Butter. Butter is, I think, Fyebabe's brother, and the rest of her family. James' life will be in danger. She said that. She said the KILL word for real. I'm not lying. Go watch her live. I was like, damn, Fyebabe is like that. She said, yeah. She said the KILL word. Okay. But apparently, James is in trouble, y'all. So apparently they planning to move. Apparently, whoever Group 10, and I know who I'm aware of Group 10, whatever. It sounds like some damn thing from an alien movie or something when I hear about Group 10. It's like some damn like unsolved mystery shit or something. But apparently she is trying to activate Group 10. She said they are flagging, they are reporting, all this stuff. But the crazy part about is that she said that she is going to see James. She said she is going to see him. Okay. So what I'm thinking is they about to put some papers on James for mentioning maybe her daughter. I'm just saying I don't know the age of her daughter, but she finally has brought her daughter on here at various times. Um, so I don't know if she is over the age of 18. I don't know that. So, but apparently, they are working in the background. I think, from what I've heard from the commentary publicly offered by Fyebabe, is that they're about to move and put some legal papers on James. I don't know. The name of the intro song. The name of the intro song is beautiful. Oh, thank you, Mother Edwards. Thank you for joining us tonight. All right. So yeah, so apparently I guess they're about to put some papers on James or do something legal on James. So I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be a cease and desist, a restraining order, or whatever. I don't know. But apparently just because of what James said about Fabe's daughter, that's what she's gonna do to do what she do. Now I want to say this. It's interesting. Now this is just me thinking, and this is me being a content creator for many a years over here. We have to look at the point in time that while now we're getting close to the holidays. I told y'all when we get close to the holidays, things are going to ratchet up because people are trying to get that money, honey. So people are trying to get that money for the holidays, and they understand that YouTube works on a delayed period. So you got to plan. So if you need money for Thanksgiving, you better get your ass to work in October. Because when Thanksgiving comes, you're gonna be for that October check. So, you know, so it's interesting that this is, being brought up and stuff like that. And at first I thought like, oh my God, we already been through this, but I'm not supporting that in any way, hoping that anything happens to James. But the new twist on this is that she is looking to take action and maybe even see him in court based on what she was saying that she's gonna see him in person. So it's interesting nonetheless. All right. So let me see the name. Okay, let me see. What's up, Random? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Lefty says Tulsa hinted one day that Lemon has a certain illness. Believe that's when he left and then diagnosis took Lemon over the edge. Oh, I never thought about that, Lefty. Okay, thank you, nobody. She's not over 18. She's still young. Okay. Well, listen, nobody. These girls out here, you were thinking they 35 and they 14. So you just never know. You just never know. You never know. So I don't know. Um, so Lefty says that. So here's what they let me ask you something. That was that's the interesting point. That is very interesting. Now, see, Lefty, I think that's more believable than that story about the brother. Now, what I'm not Lefty, I think something. Now, let me tell you something. I think something may have happened to his brother, which he says that's how he got a possession of the two cars. Okay, and some others, yeah, that and maybe even that dog is not his dog, but it's his brother's dog. So I agree with that part. Now, the long hiatus. That makes more sense. That makes more sense. That makes more sense to me. That situation there makes more sense to me. I believe that. So I believe that. Mm, that would explain so much more. Because let's just be honest, his mama is a hard mama. So his mama ain't gonna allow no good for nothing Negro to sit up around the house and ain't do shit unless he has an issue or he has an illness, right? So that makes more sense because they are that gang life. So well, based on what Lemon say, but so he ain't they mama ain't mama ain't gonna allow that to happen, unless something's going on. So interesting, interesting. Yeah, I mean, we saw the toe, then y'all saw the teeth, and y'all saw the eye, then y'all saw the puffiness in his hand. So that's interesting. So going back to that, so that's you know, Fyebabe in that situation. I don't know how that's gonna handle. I hope that I can't you know Fyebabe, like I said, motivation is her child. So and then she said it so herself. I don't know how they're gonna rectify that, mm, but good luck to both of them. You know, it was good to maybe have some old beef back because this new shit, it's just and sorry y'all, but some people I wish that ventured over here never did. I just I don't like the way they, not all of them, but some of them have ventured over here, and it's just like y'all don't even bring it like because y'all know before the beef sector was popping, and now it's like so it's just not all of them. It's just some. It's some. Okay, so that's what I gotta say. All right, let's get into Jay Wilson taunts. So this is the thing, y'all. Jay Wilson, he out there yesterday brag about everything he got. I guess because Ness said something. And somebody said oh, he got a basic house and he brag about it's a basic car and he started bragging on that. And it was just like, and then he started giving out his zip code. And I'm just like, see, that's when shit go left. Because everybody's not happy for you and what you got. And let's be honest, Jay Wilson, you ain't doing no big baller Willie big shit. People are clocking that you gotta drive an hour away to go to work. An hour away to go to work. And then they saying like, look, you ain't doing it big like you in a major metropolitan city. You had to go to San Antonio. So you got all, and that's fine. You got all that you got. That's cool. But why are you sitting up there like making fun of people that you know have less than you? And that's been the biggest thing about Jay Wilson is that he always looking down, throwing his shit in front of everybody. If you've been blessed and you're a big baller and you got all this and stairways and all that, okay, you know you got that, but you don't need to sit over there and crush people who don't have it by flaunting it in their face. But anyway, so that's what I had to say. Now, so Jay Wilson goes live today. Now, obviously, he ain't got no content. He ain't been watching. So what he gonna do is he gonna use his house. He gonna start singing and all that to just augment his broadcast. But look at this. He came on live today. And his head is shrinking. Like I said, his head don't even look like his head belong his body. His head is that of a pea. That's what it's looking like a pea, looking like a pea. Okay, a small green pea because I feel like I was like, damn, you using unnatural methods to lose weight, and therefore the medicine is just taking it off of your body and not in ways that's proportionate to your face. It's like he had a big ass alien head, okay, from Men in Black, and then and then it just shrink down. It don't even look right. It don't even look right. But check this out, y'all. He came on live today with I guess what a spaghetti strap top on and trying to flex and show off. But look what he accidentally showed, y'all. Look at this. Look at this. Hold on. Look at this. Bam. Hold on. Oh hell no. Let's get Sir King Crown out of that. We ain't. Bam. Look at this, y'all. What in the hell is going on with that man's chest, y'all? Look at that. What is that? What is that? It look like he got roaches on his chest, y'all. What in the hell is going on? It looked like he got roaches on his chest. Now I don't know if this is a side effect of that medicine he taking, but that don't look right. Wait, he got scabies? What is going on with Jay Wilson? I was just like, that's weird, Jay. What's the? Because when he last time he came on here, y'all, he was showing that motherfucking taco meat. He was showing that taco meat. So I guess he kicked the taco meat to the curb just like he kicked Ernest. But what is the hell is going on with that? What is that, Jay Wilson? Is that a side effect of the Moderna or the Wegovy? What is that? It like you got a bit. It was like something bit you while you was sitting there trying to sleep at night. Get your spaghetti strap top on. Whatever y'all ladies call that. What is it? Spaghetti strap top? Yeah. I was like, whew. Yeah, yeah, roaches. I don't know. Well, remember he had a roach on his wall. Shit. Maybe the roaches don't even like him. I was trying to see the lyric claw. The lyric claw his chest. I don't know. DVD says maybe it's crumbs for all that food that he eats. No, they ain't no, DVD. It's like that's his skin. He either scratching or something, got bumps or something. That's embedded in his skin. Mm-mm. No. That's something. Child. Y'all check it out for yourself. That was from his last video tonight. Okay? Ooh, child. Let me get that off my damn screen. Well, and then he got another one. And then he got another one down here at the towards the bottom. See, that's that don't look right. Ugh. Mm. Might be moles. Nah, there ain't no moles. I don't know. Mm, I don't know. Maybe he got razor bumps. I don't know. Maybe that's razor bumps. I don't know. Shaving his chest. And then he's like, I can still 55. I can still pull. Pull what? Pull what? Pull what? Oh, cruising ass. Somebody, did y'all know he met Mark at the damn gym? He said he met Mark at the gym. I was like, that's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. That's all I need. Freckles my ass. Ain't no damn freckle. Woo! Child. Pull a hamstring. So he can still pull. I'm like, so childish. And he would and Jay Wilson would never date a man his age because that man his age is going to check him on a whole bunch of bullshit. That's why I feel like he dates Mark because Mark is almost 20 years younger than him and he could check Mark. You know what I mean? He could tell Mark. But a man his imagine grown folks and Jay Wilson dating. They would motherfucker be fighting all damn day. All day. You don't tell me what to do. You don't tell me what to do. I got more degrees than you. No, you can imagine that. Imagine them dating. That would go wrong because they always feel they gotta be right. Anyway, mm, mm, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Child. No, on the top. No, you the bottom. Oh, anyway, let's move on. Oh Lord. Anyway, okay, Mama. Anyway, oh Lord. Anyway, there's no boyfriends on YouTube. All right, let's move along. Oh Lord. Okay. All right, move around. Now, what else we gonna talk about? Now, on a positive note, hey, Randall, it could happen. Just all we got to do is just have them meet up. Just have them meet up. We got to find a way to get grown folks to Norfolk State. And we find a way to get grown folks to Norfolk State. It is a wrap. Because Jay Wilson gonna forget all about Honest Ho and go straight to grown folks. Okay, mama. All right, move right along. So the last thing I want to say about Jay Wilson is I'll share this entrepreneurial idea with you, Jay Wilson, is that I feel that you should do like a Christmas, not a Christmas concert, but a Christmas song. Like you could be a Christmas jukebox. That's what you should do. And because I think that'd be a very lucrative venture for you, so you can maybe get with Ness. It could be you. I don't know where you stand with Fyebabe, but maybe you should. Maybe y'all can sit up here and sing songs for the audience because he was definitely a jukebox tonight. Because over there he was talking about all the Dionne Warwick and Isaac Hayes and Barry Gordy and all these people. And I said, you know what? He ain't the best singer, but he can carry a tune. I said, you know what? If people pay $5 to hear him sing a certain song, that could be very. I think it could be a positive thing for the sector to do. Um, and then it could be something collaborative, and I think people would enjoy that because it'd be get us off the bull, and then people get to hear him sing a certain song or whatever, or Ness or Fyebabe. I not no, not specific to YouTube Christmas caroling, but it could be any song. It could be any song. It don't have to be just Christmas. It could be any song. And if they don't know the song, then maybe they can sing a song that they do know. I don't know. But that was something I was thinking as he was trying to break all the windows in his house today singing, and Lyric was telling him to stop and clawed up his chest. That maybe that would be something positive. And he all about the coin, so that could be something that's lucrative for them. Just an idea, and watch them go take it and don't say nothing about SK. All right, so that's the last part of what I want to say about Jay Wilson. Okay, now listen, let me get to this whole Ness versus Stefan thing, or Stefan, whatever you want to say. It's weird. It's weird because Ness was cool with Stefan or whatever until she found out that Stefan was communicating with Jay Dunn. Okay, now maybe Jay Dunn the more communication went on, maybe he made, Stefan may have started been doing things for Jay Dunn. But it's just weird. It's petty, it's weird, and all this other shit, right? It's just whatever. And that's all I really have to say about it. Like it really is. It's just like I feel let me just say this. Ness does have a control spirit. Ness does have a control spirit. Now, this is nothing against Shakim. But what the fuck she saw on Shakim, I don't know. Maybe she felt like, oh, this is someone that I could have as my understudy and, help me with content and all this shit. It was just weird. It's just like she's very possessive in that capacity. Or maybe she saw maybe she could become her potential um competition. Because she kind of did the same stuff with Lemon. She tried to snuggle up to Lemon and all that other stuff to control him to some degree, and I don't think that worked out too well. But I just feel like the whole Stefan Ness thing is kind of weird. Whatever. That's what I have to say, and that's all my commentary about it. That's I really I don't know. What you said, that dude, I don't know, but that one, it is really weird. It is really weird. And then they talk about he was converted from gay to straight and all this stuff. And then you go back to Dimples Live and this lady came over talking about them and all. I just, oof, anyway, I was just like, I don't know. I don't know. Woo, a lot going on. It's a lot going on. A lot going on. So yeah, that's all I really have to say. It's just weird. It's just weird. Weird, weird, weird. Okay. Now let's move on to Nyca Takes It Back. So I was like, "Ooh, child, let me play this, y'all." Oh, let me play this. Ooh, I think this. Let's play Bizarre Bad Kids first. Bizarre Badass Kids. Every time I look at that, I'm like, damn, Bizarre Badass Kids. But anyway, staying on topic. Staying on topic. Child, let's get to Nyca real quick. Hold on.
I don't always show my ass, but I got a little boy that think he finna play with me today, and he not.
Mm. I think that's what how Nyca feel right now. That's how I think Nyca feel right now. I think Nyca uh feel like, okay, I gave you this Halloween show for what I guess you really like Lemon. I felt like she felt he could carry it on, and I'm like, well, I mean, listen, when I learned of that, and when I saw that, and when I heard the rationale, I was like, oh hell no! Like what? I was just like, what? I was like, what? Like you trust him with that? But I'm like, who? I'm not Lady Nyca, so she can have her own reasoning. But anyway, so she's taking the Halloween show back because Lemon has been disrespectful towards her. Said she could take it back, and then Lemon said, "Oh, he'll have a Halloween show on top of hers." And Lemon, I'm not a hater. I'm an actuator, and I'm actually going to tell you what's going to happen. Your shit's going to flop because just by the movement of Lady Nyca and let's say the loyalty that people have towards her, and the fact that you publicly proclaim that you're going to have one competing with her, ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna work. You know that this area is all about guilt. So if some motherfucker sees them in your life and tries to go to Lady Nika's live a couple days later, they're going to call their ass out. Ain't nobody willing to deal with that kind of guilt for you. And you know what? They may get you blocked out of there. So Lemon, I don't think you're gonna win that one. But I'm always up for you to prove me wrong. But I don't think so. I just don't. I don't think so. And it may come down to the pot. It may come down to the pot. So if Lady Nika's pot is 500 and Lemons is 1,000, there might be more people gravitating over there to Lemons. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Yes, I pulled that out the vault. Sure, I haven't played that in a long time. So, so Lady Nika's taking it back. She's already advertising, for it. Well to do. I like that forethought, Lady Nyca. I like that forethought. Getting a last minute production. She is letting everybody know 2 weeks in advance that, oh yeah, oh yeah. Can you believe Halloween gonna be here too? Child, I've been binging on these damn Halloween movies, and I'm just like, let me tell you something. I know. Let me stay on topic real quick. We'll see. The battle of the Halloween contest. Lemon versus Lady Nyca. And then I think what's her name said Ness, she gonna have one. So we'll see. We'll see. But let me go back to this thing about these Halloween movies. What in the hell was Mike Zombie? I think that was his name. With the other Halloween movies, talking about Michael Myers needed help. Michael Myers getting old. Uh, They killed. They just ruined. Like we were never supposed to see Michael Myers' face. Never. They done showed him looking like an old ass man, and then he needed the help of the other. I was like, what? I was like, who wrote this? And how did this ever got green lit? I was like, anyway. I don't know. That's a yeah. So yeah. Randall says, I'm always gonna go where I want to, so I'm gonna try to catch. But if someone gets mad, oh well. You're right. And random, they may not even notice. That's just me being hypothetical, You know? All right. On this last part, let's talk about Brian for a second. So I honestly feel Brian's not gonna go, but I may be wrong, right? I do think if Brian does go, there's gonna be a lot of foolishness. I feel personally. I think Brian puts on a persona of the big bad wolf or the big bad grizzly bear, and I feel that some people may try to test that. You never know. But Brian received Kent went on Jay Wilson's was talking about how he found out that Uh, his papa was a Rolling Stone. Okay, and wherever he went, that was his home. Right. So apparently, he found out that his daddy liked white women, German white women or whatever, and he's got a whole bunch of. I go, I can say a whole bunch, but he's got some brothers and sisters that he never met. Now, Brian seems to be very, I would say, well, he seems to be upset about this. He seems to be very upset that he's got brothers and sisters out there that he ain't never met. His daddy was a hoe, um, and all that. But this is the thing, Brian. You need. I know you said no, you don't want to meet your other siblings and stuff like that. But I feel because Brian feels like how he had time for them and not me, and I don't even think they're in the same age range. But Brian, you need to maybe take that opportunity to meet them because I was listening to some of it, and the girl, the younger girl was saying, "Oh, he looks just like my daddy." Talking about Brian. So Brian, I think you need to take that opportunity and meet them. You know, it seems like you're very close to that, but I think you never know. That might be the fresh start you need in life. To be honest, because your other half of your siblings don't really seem like they fuck with you like that. So this may be a new beginning where you can start fresh without prejudgment. You know, I don't know, but. mm, and then he got mad about he like white, but Brian, you like white too, and that's might be where you get it from. If he out there liking white women, that may come where you like white people too in that capacity. Because you be singing all the Katy Perry songs and Taylor Swift songs and all that Miley Cyrus. 'Cause nah, that's starting to make sense to me as to what the influence was. It was your daddy. 'Cause I'm like, why is this grown ass black grizzly bear sitting up here singing some damn Katy Perry? And I'm like, oh, nah, okay. See why? Never know. So I don't know. Other than that, is there anything else I want to talk about? No, no. That's about it. From all I can tell. ODS, that drop stuff is annoying as hell. And I know you got to get your money and all that other stuff, but that is so annoying. It is just so annoying. And it's so off putting. And then people like, okay, all right, okay. Like they getting dropped, being brought back, dropped, brought back, okay, all right. And they got to sit there in the face of humiliation knowing that they don't get none of the proceeds of their presence. I'm like, ODS, I know you gotta do what you gotta do, but hopefully that's just a once a month situation because that was just trying to watch your live and that going on. That was just annoying. It just really was, really, really was. But anyway, Random says Brian needs to just do him and stop trying to please all. He's stranger than he gives himself credit. Hold on, he's stronger than he gives himself credit, and that's others. No. I mean, I agree. I agree with some of that, but I think he a scammer too. So he knows how to manipulate the people and all that. And I think that's why he got a real. I think, to be honest, random. I think that's why he got a lot of real life offline situations because he be out here manipulating folks. He's a how can I say it? He's a victim manipulator. He play victim, and now he's like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, child, that boy better be thinking every day is a damn blessing. Because he said himself, oh, he almost died twice. Well, that means God ain't ready for your ass. So you better hurry up and get to do what you gonna do. Because Brian, you see that like you got more days behind you than you do in front of you. I'm just saying. I don't know. That's the thing, dude. Are these people characters or are these people real? And I feel that's why he fell out with Homework Man, because Homework Man was using Homework Man just to pass the class, right? Then he keep him around because he know homework man will sit up there and pay for his smokes and all that stuff. So he keep playing with homework man, and allegedly that's why homework man bust the windows out his car because probably homework man got Brian got fresh at the lip, and homework man said, "When you bust the windows out somebody's car, there's only two things that I keep telling y'all: that's money or that's love. Money or that's love. Or you being a downright disrespectful mofo, right? But it's money or love if somebody bust the windows out your car. And that's for real, for real. So, but he loves drama. And all that banging on the door, that was Brian banging on the door. That was Brian banging on the door, But, he liked drama. Randall says, life is too short. He better figure out who he is. We do have more years behind us than for. Yeah. And then they keep wanting to play with Jehovah. Oh, Jehovah don't like this. Jehovah don't like that. Y'all keep interjecting God and stuff. Like, okay, y'all keep playing with that. Okay, y'all keep playing. Mhm. Crazy. God don't give a damn who you sleeping with. He made you, motherfucker. He's like he don't give a damn. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm sleeping with that. You know what? I always say, if God didn't want things to be, then He wouldn't let them be, right? And let me give you a prime example. He don't allow us to fly up in the air, right? If we go fly up we cannot flap our arms and descend into the air like a bird, can we? No. We need either a rocket pack or we need a damn airplane. So he makes things physically incapable for us to do. Just like, oh, can we go all the way to the depths of the sea just with our body alone? No. So y'all getting all mad about, oh, the girl gonna get. He already know what you're doing. He all knowing. Y'all crazy taking yourselves out over some stupid ass shit. Just stop. Don't play with people's emotions. That's what I tell you. Don't play with people's emotions because that's how you get killed. And that's how God don't like you anyway. You was sitting up here talking about you. Oh, I'm strictly fish. I'm strictly fish. But you got a whole damn sausage in your mouth. What? Get the hell up out of here. And then your girlfriend and your wife falling out because you done bring her back something and then they bust the windows and cut off your peen at the same damn time. If you was living the correct way, you wouldn't have to worry about that shit, would you? No. So stop lying to yourself and then lying to people in the process to hurting them. Be who you want to motherfucking be. You know? So what if you get to the pearly gates and God say, "Oh, I well you failed because I wanted you to be you, but you worried about everybody else." Anyway, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too, child. uh, I tried when I was like 6. I believe I could fly. All right, y'all. Anything else? I'm gonna drop my link in case anybody wants to come up and share any sentiments. If you want to, please feel free to send a gesture to $ Sir King Crown. It'd be tremendously appreciated if you so choose to. Um, mm, I got something I need to say to somebody, but I'm gonna say that for a separate live. With your whole charity case ass, got the nerdy motherfucker talk about me. I got something for your ass. So delusional ass self. Child, look in the motherfucking mirror if you can even look in one before it breaks. But I'll say that for tomorrow. I don't want it to mess with this. All right. Hello.
Hi.
Why are you so giggly?
I'm always giggly. That's what
I
I
could,
do.
oh, child, I could tell. What's going on?
Nothing. Just pulling your big talk for a little while.
That's good. So what's been going on?
Nothing much. Just taking care of these kids and enjoying life. How are you?
I'm good. Just taking care of these kids and enjoying life.
Oh, you need to stop. Y'all hear this foolishness, right?
I hear that frog in the background. Look like it's about to eat you.
Look, I'm in the woods. You already know I'm on a family estate. This is no secret. This is something I said a long time ago.
It sound like the frogs are part of that estate.
Oh, well, that just means my laptop has good speakers.
Instead of being is asking the same question I asked, why are you so giggly at 8 a.m. in the morning? Oh, not 1 a.m. in the morning.
I'm just a happy person.
She's just happy, state of being.
Honey, all the stuff I done been through, I laugh every chance I get, okay?
I feel you. We need to enjoy each and every day because we don't know where the hell this world is going. So
You
I
better,
agree.
oh, you better say that. It's so much going on. No, I had the opportunity to come up, just say hey, and I wanted to, and I finally got these teenagers to bed. Ugh. And now I got a legal adult in my house.
Mm. Well, I hope the legal adults helping you out with them kids.
She is one of the kids.
Um, a kid adult. Yeah.
She's an adult now. She just got to be an adult. So I'm so happy and I'm proud. And we were talking school stuff, and I guess I'm just on cloud nine because they have great grades. They both straight A's. You know what I'm saying? They doing their pathway. We're on track. We're on track. We're on track. All these colleges we've been talking to, I'm happy. Okay, I had a good day.
Well, that's good. That's a positive because some parents can't even talk to their kids about college because when they do it, they think about a collage, and you know what I mean. So it's just they don't even know. So that's good.
Mine already knew. We've been talking to them since they were babies. You know, make sure you find a pathway in life that you want to take, and we're gonna back you on it. And they both have their minor and their majors they want to do, and they've already been talking to colleges, and we've already talked, you know, to sponsors and all these kind of things. Like we got a lot of things going on. That's why I've been absent from, you know, this area of YouTube, well YouTube period, because I've been focusing on real life stuff. Like it's been so amazing, and I've been so blessed. Oh, God has literally looked down on me, and I'm on cloud nine. I'm happy. I'm so happy.
Well, I'm happy that you're happy because happiness is, really in you. Because I was reading today, Linden Tree, the CEO of Linden Tree, worth $350 million died today. Due to a freak accident on an ATV. So you never know when things may, go awry. So each day needs to be a blessing, or each day
Right.
you consider a blessing.
And don't get me, misconstrued, y'all. I do have things going on that are devastating in real life, but I choose not to put my energy into the sad parts. I put my energy into the happy parts. It's a very hard thing to do, but it's something I've trained myself to do. I'm about to, unfortunately, lay to rest my fourth uncle this year. It's been a lot. That's why I've been absent, because I've been handling real life. But when I think about how they impacted my life, we were looking at pictures earlier, and the smiles that they had on their face, just interacting with me, my girls, my husband. It's just, it just brings back how valuable that person is in my life. And even in absence, I still feel like I can feel them. So yeah, I can still laugh. I can still be happy. I have to be that rock for my family right now. So, just I'm just encouraging y'all. Look, no matter what you're going through, you can still smile, you can still laugh.
No, I totally agree. It's hard, not easy, but I totally agree.
Well, I'm not gonna hold you. Just wanted to come up. I had the opportunity, caught you live.
Well, thank you, Brenda. And
And I know a lot of times people are like, why is she laughing? I'm laughing because, baby, it takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile. And I like me, and I like the youthness that's in my face that these young people keep giving me these, accolades for. And I'm gonna keep laughing. I'm gonna keep smiling. I'm gonna keep trying to send some happy energy out there, because when I leave this world, I don't want them to think I'm the bitter, mean, hateful person. I want them to know the happy side of me. And if I could do that, and my laughter and my smile is contagious, I'm gonna continue to infect the masses as much as I can. And ain't nobody gonna take my smile from me because it's mine.
before you go, I need to ask you a question. What was that conversation that you had with Lemon,
Which one?
the most recent one?
Okay, remember I had a stroke. Help me out.
Not that long ago. Was it that long ago? That soon? Like the one you had the other day, the other conversation you had the other day, he was talking about you were there. Because I remember they showed me a clip and you were on the panel.
I don't
And
know. I probably was one of them flybys when I was doing something with the kids, and I probably wasn't paying no attention to what I was doing. Tell you the truth.
or you trying not to get yourself in no mess. No, but it wasn't bad. I think it was just you talking about. Somebody was talking about how. No, okay, no, I got you. I don't. He wanted to have a conversation. I got you. That's what it was. That's all right. Okay.
Uh, I don't know, child. Ain't no telling. I talk so much shit to keep up my mouth is a whole other situation, child.
Okay. Well, don't talk too much.
Well, if I said it, I said it, and I'll stand in it. It is what it is.
Don't talk because you forget what you say. You may forget what you say.
But even if I forgot what I said, if you could play it back, I'm like, okay, I said it. Now what?
Well, that's what Fyebabe was saying today. All day, it didn't happen. You didn't have no receipts. It didn't happen. So
See, that's the point. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say I did say it because I might have. Because if I'm in the moment, I'm gonna say what I feel. And I really,
no, but I recall it was about him having a conversation. So that conversation happened. So I was just trying to remember, like, what point were you speaking with him? So, because the person, it's best to ask the person that was there than to try to recollect. You know.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but again, I pay so little energy to this application or whatever.
Mhm.
I really don't know. To be honest with you,
No, you fine. You good. No.
I mean, you can speak the truth. Hey, if I said it, I said
No,
it.
no. You didn't say that. I was trying to figure out, and you were up there. It was about a conversation. So it was like it was about the conversation. The conversation happened. So it's fine.
Okay. Cause you know me, I don't care. If they get mad, okay. And what you gonna do with it? This is the
No, I
internet.
understand. No, I got you.
It's that bad to say, oh Lord. Y'all pray for me, huh?
For sure.
Hold on, hold on real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. You hear the crickets, y'all? Oh, okay. He says, I'm glad you're alive, SK. Good enough so far. Thank you for the compliment. SK, why are these straight men in the black sector that's over 50 having conversations about women that's 35 years old, but always hit his panel? Well, and y'all, I think it's a multitude of things. I think one, there's a lot of back, and I'm only speculating. I don't know, but when I see this kind of interaction happen, there's a lot of envy in the sense that it's weird, right? Because they want, to be honest, if you want to ask those guys who are communicating with him at 50 years old, they want to have what Lemon has in terms of a social media presence in this area, right? But then they also have access, which means they have access to him because he's probably most likely communicating with them in the background, which further keeps that communication, like the consistency of that communication going, right? Because it has to be a two-factor situation where just the online thing wouldn't happen. It has to have the back end thing too. What's up, Urban? How you doing? Good to see you.
SK, what's
What's
going
going on?
on?
Not much. Just online real quick. Talking to the people.
All right, random. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm fantastic.
I had to hit
Always.
mute because he talking about my poor little cricket.
Can you hear me loud and clear, SK?
Yeah, I do. Hmm.
Always good to be in the land of the avatars. What's going on, chat? And shout out to the nation.
Okay,
Um,
SK, can I ask you a question?
yeah.
Is it when you were when I told you you had a hater, is that what you talking about?
No, I don't think so. Oh.
Because that was
Oh,
funny
no,
to
no,
me.
no, 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 no. I'm gonna address that. Wait till tomorrow. Wait till tomorrow. I'm gonna address that tomorrow. I didn't even want to like convolute. No, I got something. I got something for them tomorrow. Just wait. Just wait. I'm playing out. I gave thought process to that today. So just wait.
Did you
Just
get a
wait.
chance to see it?
Oh, I heard it. I heard it. I heard. I said the nerve. I said the nerve, and then your lying ass went. You go. Like I said, my whole thought process, I had.
Oh, Oh, guess I'm a bone carrier these days.
That's all right. We need those. We need those.
Look at this mess here. Ugh.
Yeah. But hey, y'all, to answer your question, so it's like it's an envy thing. They want to be younger, but they can't. And then they have access, so they say they can influence. I'm sure some of the things they have told limit to do, and they may use money as a means of persuasion, but also does then reciprocates that he may seek them out for advice and a multitude of things like that. So that's why you see these older men
Mm.
really like dealing with a younger person like Lemon. So, Urban, anything you want to chime in about that you heard or seen?
Um,
Urban,
well,
baby, can I do this real quick? I'm gonna drop down, baby. I just want to snatch nobody up real quick. No, you didn't say. I said, you know what? Peace, loving, peace, loving, like y'all. I'm going back to the tech and do what I can here
All
to do. Okay,
right. Thank
bye.
you, Random. Take care.
all right, Random. Nice to talk to you again.
Well, nobody. I'm not no damn crystal. I don't come on here looking like Michael Myers. So I will definitely follow through what I say. So hopefully you hear what I got to say tomorrow.
King of Late Night. What the heck is going on
I
in
don't
the
know.
world famous beefing sector in Kwani's vernacular?
I
I
don't
thought,
know. I don't. I mean, it's a lot of stuff going on. It's just weird.
what were you on? What were you and Random just talking about?
You have to find out tomorrow.
Oh, well, I heard part of it about the older guys and
Oh no, that was a y'all. That was a
mm,
y'all. That's the person in chat. Thank you, Brandon, for gracing the panel. She was asking why these older men over here talking to a person almost half their age. Uh,
right.
and I was telling them that they have social media envy, kind of, sort of.
I would
But
agree with
yeah, and they also have access, so that keeps them
you.
engaged.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Right on the money. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Everybody that spoke to me. Always a pleasure to be here. Drop in and visit with your SK.
Well, I
Um,
appreciate that.
yeah, I caught most of your commentary. Um, when it comes to the economy, man, it's just I say hold what you got. You know,
Hmm.
we're right now just hold what you got. Don't make any major financial decisions.
Hmm.
I think it's going to be topsy turvy like this, man, for the next 4 years. Uh, this is a radically different, administration.
Yeah, that's what
The
I'm saying.
current administration's on a lot of it's based off, what happened during his first run,
Hmm.
right, his first term. So there's a lot of, get back going on, and a whole new team, a whole
Hmm.
new agenda. So hold on to your seatbelts. It's going to be a crazy 4 years. What I said at the start of all this is that uh, save as much as you can, store away as much as you can, uh, you know, be forward thinking that a lot of things are going to be unexpected. You got to kind of look around corners, see around corners, and um, I would say treat this time period like the Depression era. Like, you need to be penny pinching and saving as much as you can and paying attention to what's going on in the world.
Oh yeah, we were talking about gold, gold, gold. So gold is what's to me seems like going up. You know, without having to worry about just, just the volatility. To be
Hmm.
honest, so the more volatility, it seems the higher gold goes. You know.
Yeah, gold is always king. Uh, those natural resources, those natural commodities, those are gold is always king.
Hmm.
And I think that you have to look at what's going on when we're talking about digital currency. You have to look at You can't go to the grocery store and get groceries with Bitcoin.
Right. Hmm.
And the reason why is because it's, right now digital currency is considered unstable. It's largely unregulated.
Hmm.
And so I think, you know, one of Trump's agendas is to kind of remove that, right? I think he's going to be the one to try to usher in the US, um, digital dollar and usher in a new era when it comes to digital currency. I think that's one of the check marks for his legacy. So
Yeah,
um
because they said the dollar is, well, the fiat is losing value. So
mhm.
they said the digital dollar will allow Trump to reset the system. So
Right, and he's trying to figure out how he can back it with gold.
exactly, which is what's doing now.
Right.
Is keep cutting and letting that gold keep rising, and
Hmm.
then go to Fort Knox and say, "Hey, look at the gold we got here," and revalue that gold at today's prices.
I
So
think last time I looked at it, I think India has the most gold in the world. um but we're these next 4 years, man, we're moving into some interesting times. um always start your day with prayer. uh seek God in every move that you make. Focus in on what you can do and what you can control as far as your family and the things that you can control.
mhm.
And we get so caught up in what the government is doing because it's out of our control.
True, that's so very true. Who knows what they're doing in the background?
Right, right. Um, the government shutdown. Uh,
Still,
yeah,
still,
I knew it was going to happen. I knew that we were going to, hit this crossroads. I think it's going to go a full 30 days. I don't think it's going to go beyond 30 days, though. Because once you
30
get beyond
days.
30 days, things start changing dramatically.
In what way?
Um, things so there's a reserve, right? There's some reserves there to fund things. Once you
Mm,
get beyond 30 days, that reserve starts to dwindle. Trump made some concessions for military pay, so
right.
we are getting paid. Um, but yeah, once you get beyond 30 days, things start getting very tense. So I don't think we're going to go beyond 30 days, but
So when
Trump
would the
is,
30th day be on the calendar? It started when? On the first?
I don't have.
Well, we didn't
Um,
get that job report, so definitely was before the first. Well, I
okay.
think it might have been that Wednesday before October 1st.
Yeah, you may have to. People in the chat can Google it and look at when the government shut down. The exact first date was. Um, but I believe that it's going to end right around the 30th day. Um, one thing that people don't realize that's not being put out into the public is that during an event like this, the the current administration has special powers, emergency powers. So I have a lot of peers that have lost their jobs permanently, not temporarily. About 4 days ago, Trump actually started axing. These are some of the powers that he has when something like this occurs. He gets what's called emergency powers. So I do have some peers that have lost their jobs and probably their federal job and probably won't get them back.
Mm.
Um, so for federal employees, it's a very trying time. There's
I'm
some
sh-
trickle down. Go ahead.
and I'm sure that's causing so much resentment, huh? Right?
Oh yeah, because a lot of people, especially on the military side of the house, they voted for Trump.
Mm. Wow, that's crazy, huh?
Yeah. So the midterms are going to be very
Mhm.
interesting. Very
That's
interesting.
crazy. The person you voted for now got you on the unemployment line.
hmm That's politics for you, man. Politics is very deceptive, right? You can't.
But not it's yeah, I agree, but it don't hit it like it's crazy to me like a person you had an active role in putting in power
hmm
because you trusted you had in order to vote for someone you had to trust it to some capacity
hmm
to only have it come back and directly like affect you could people he could cut a government program that's an indirect effect but to have it directly affect you with your job that's crazy that's that's insane.
Yeah, like I was saying, politics it's a dog eat dog world. It's pretty vicious, and I predicted this when I saw Trump going through his legal issues, and I was like, if he gets reelected, a lot of people are going to suffer.
Mm. Just because of retribution.
Right, exactly. And so we have what's going on with they're using the term lawfare. So
But I
if
can't
you
believe
can,
they just sit. I was thinking about this, Urban, and I was just like, do they just sit there around the table and be like, yeah, we're going to get them, and this is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to do it? Like, do you really sit down and do that? Because I'm like, okay, I just want to know, like, do y'all really do that, or is it some people in your party that do this? Like,
that's part of politics. I mean, you can really make the correlation to sports, right? To whatever your favorite team is. If you're a football fan, whatever your favorite team is, but there's a there's a line there. Um, and I think with Trump, he's created a whole new faction, right? This is something that we've never seen before. MAGA is like this entity that came out of nowhere. It's a whole different story. So, but
nobody has a question for you. We were
go ahead.
shut down about 3 to 4 weeks before, right?
I'm not sure what she means by that. 3 or 4 weeks
So
before the actual shutdown.
no, she said that there was another government shutdown that lasted 3 to 4 weeks prior.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The longest government shutdown was about a month. Yeah. Um, that's the longest we've ever had. Is a month. Once you hit that month mark, things start dramatically changing. So start looking at when we hit that month, that 30-day time period. Start looking at things to change in the DC area, where a lot of what happens in Washington D.C. is anchored to the federal government. So right down there around Capitol Hill, the bars, the restaurants, um, grocery stores, that whole economy down there is anchored to the federal government. So a lot of them are suffering. I've been through a government shutdown, and it's like a ghost town, because they're not getting paid. The way it works is after the shutdown ends, you get a paycheck. Depends on, also depends on what your position is. If you're in a very sensitive area of government, you will continue to get paid because you're valuable. Your job can't stop, and that's most of the people that are in the intelligence arena. So a lot of them, they don't miss a beat, keep going to work every day, no change. But right around the 30-day mark, we're looking for some changes to happen. For those of you who are listening that are federal employees, right around that 30-day mark, you may see some changes happening.
Like
Um,
what?
well, like negotiating to some serious negotiations to
Oh, I
end it.
got you. Okay, okay, yeah. I thought you meant like serious changes to them, like to the people.
Right?
So
Yeah, just some real efforts to end it because you're now getting ready to enter into a danger zone that nobody really wants to go into. But having said that, though, Trump is a tough negotiator. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not going to give up anything that he wants. So if you hit the 30-day mark and he says, hey, I'm not satisfied, it could go longer than that. This could be one of the longest government shutdowns we ever had. The battle between both sides is probably one of the most fierce I've ever seen. There is a serious discontent, almost hate on both sides of the aisle. So it could possibly be one of the longest we've ever had.
I believe that. I believe
Yeah.
that. So yeah, Randall, you want to say anything?
I had a question, well, kind of a two-part question, but a question. What is your take on where we're at with these tariffs, and where do you see the future going forward after having put said tariffs in place?
That's a good question. I think for the most part, Trump was probably done playing around with the tariffs. I think he kind of went into that not really knowing what was going on, and the people they brought onto his staff didn't have any seniority in federal service. He has a whole different type of staff this time around. I think he's probably learned his lesson. We are seeing some cost issues regarding tariffs. Definitely, nobody's groceries have. If you notice, your grocery bills are still going up, and a lot of prices are still going up. So I don't think he's gonna do any more finagling around with tariffs. I think he's done with messing around with tariffs. I think it was a danger zone, and I think he overestimated. In my opinion, he overestimated moving things around with all these various countries as far as tariffs goes. He just didn't have a full grasp of how it affects the global economy.
Right, because I find it very interesting that the like I'm in a rural area. You can hear the crickets. I've been had that pointed out, but I'm in a very rural area or whatever. But it is a lot of farming that goes on. There's a lot of apartments things going on the other side. So I'm in an area that's kind of on the cuspus, if you will, if that's the correct way to use that word, um, of both. And so I'm seeing what the people that I've known since I was a child, what they're going through, trying to just have livestock, raising chickens, sending out eggs, things like that. And listening to them talking about how much it costs for them as far as feed and et cetera and so forth. And then the profit, margin based upon these stipulations that they're forced to go with as far as keeping like the chicken houses to whatever their requirements are, et cetera and so forth. Again, I'm not gonna try to
Hmm.
be long-winded, but even at home, just sitting here, it was all that we're gonna lower this price, we're gonna lower that price. What is your take and your position when it comes to him speaking about lowering egg prices, for example?
The president doesn't really have any control over. That's all politics. He doesn't have any control. He can't control the grocery stores and the prices that they set. So a lot of that is just politics. Um, saying things to get favorable votes.
Trying to appease the
Right,
mass.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, and if it feels like that, I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I just wanted to hear how your ideals work in your head, how your thinking process works in your head, because it
Yeah.
helps me to understand you better as a human being. And I appreciate you answering so honestly, because I
Mhm.
agree. There's some things I've heard you speak about that I don't agree with, and there's some things I actually agree with. And I'm one of those people that I like to hear other people's opinions, even if it doesn't, line with what I'm thinking.
I feel you. I feel you.
Agent 007 says some government employees applied for and received unemployment during the last 30-day shutdown without penalization.
Hmm. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there are. I've heard that as well. That there are people that are on unemployment. Unemployment in general is very favorable to federal employees. They try to support federal employees during furlough times. So that's pretty typical. So also for the federal employees that have been terminated, like completely terminated. It's difficult. It used to be difficult to fire federal employees. Trump has changed a lot of that. It used to be very difficult to fire a federal employee, but Trump has kind of changed it. That's kind of his marquee. You're fired. So
So
it's a sad time for a lot of federal employees that are losing their careers, where there's this term called club fed, which it's kind of like this elitism thing where, I'm a federal employee, you can't fire me, I'm here forever, I want to retire with a good pension, yada yada. And Trump has kind of changed a lot of that. Go ahead.
And I'm going to say this real quick, SK, if it's okay.
mm,
Because I'm going to drop right down after I say this. And this may not be felt by a lot of people, but I'm going to stand on my own business, if you feel me. I do feel like unemployment has been abused by people, but it is there for a lot of real people who genuinely need it. And I'm saying that because there's been times when my husband had to use it because his job shut down, not because of something that we did, but because of something that our president did. And this whole ISIS and all that stuff, it had such an impact on some of the people that I love dearly. They had to actually dip into unemployment. And I have family members that are going through a lot of flack right now because of the whole situation with dealing with people with Social Security and utilizing like the Lyft benefits and things like that. So my thing is this, and I'm gonna ask this and I'm gonna drop down respectfully. If we're gonna remove said programs like Lyft, where you're taking your elders, and I mean beyond 65, you're taking them to doctor's appointments that the doctors are saying are required and needed so that they can have the medication to take care of themselves. And let me say this as a disclaimer. I don't get any assistance. The only assistance I have is my husband. Let's put that out there before people start running with narratives. The only assistance I have is my husband and his income. But what do we do if our elders can't get to doctor's appointments? Like, I had a stroke behind my eye. I no longer can see in part of my vision. So I can't drive safely. I can drive, but that don't mean it's smart. It doesn't mean that's the best option. I can drive. But that's not the best thing to do if I'm going to look out for my fellow man. Make sure I'm out here doing the best that I can do without causing accidents. So what do we do for people who no longer can get Lyft assistance, who have had their food stamps cut? She is an elderly woman that goes to several doctors and has been since we moved into the particular area we're at right now. And we look out for her as much as we can. But when my husband is the only income for 5 people, me, my 2 girls, and his dad lives with us, and we look out and take care of him. What do we do after that? What is the other option? She used Lyft only to take her to her doctor's appointments. The only thing they did was take her to the doctor and home. And now all that's been removed. She no longer has food stamps. Okay, fine. I can deal with the food thing. I'm a very intellectual person. I know how to make food stretch. When she needs food, we'll look out for her. That's what we do.
So let me interrupt you real quick at random. So her food stamps were completely shut down, cut off.
Beg your pardon?
What was the reason they were cut off? Was it income, wages?
When all this went down, they removed a lot of her benefits, and one of which was having the ability to have this Lyft option. I'm saying Lyft, but I can't remember what she called it.
Right. Yeah, I got you. Right. There's a lot of supplemental programs.
It was a transport for her from home to her doctor appointment, and then they pick her up from her doctor's and take her back home. Where
you're saying that she completely,
it would take you an hour to go there and come back, right? It takes her 3 hours, but she knows how.
Lost her. Did she completely lose her access to EBT?
Yes. She lost everything.
Did they tell her why? I mean, typically it's age, typically it's income, it's your ability to work.
She does not work. She's disabled. She's had her shoulder replaced. She's got several of her toes been removed. Like, it's a whole situation.
Yeah, she sounds completely eligible for I don't know, your particulars, but just in general,
Yeah, I'm
she
not gonna tell all
definitely
the business on here.
she meets the require. Yeah, just in general, she meets the requirements. There's an income requirement as well.
She has no
Um,
income.
yeah, she definitely meets the
When I
requirements. So
tell you, I
I'm
sit
not
here
sure
and
what.
look at this woman day in and day out, baby. She could be in my yard. We're that close.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there.
I
So
appreciate your honesty. I really
yeah.
do. I mean, no. Y'all got to understand. Those that come across this live that are in this live, this is what's called an honest conversation.
Hmm.
If you don't know, you don't know. You can't fault somebody for not knowing.
Yeah,
So I'll ask you questions
in
to see
general,
if I missed something.
in
And if
general, she
I
meets the
missed something,
requirements.
I can learn and do better.
Yeah, in general, she meets the requirements. There's other things that may be going on in the background as far as maybe her history in regards to collecting benefits. I can't say, but in general, she definitely meets the requirements. So.
When I tell you I'm so deep in her business, I don't want to be. Honey, let me put it like this. When it comes to her being happy after hours, I even know that too. Okay.
Okay. All
And
right.
I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna let your imaginations run wild. But
No, we don't need to run no imagination run around on that. Stay out of business,
where's
okay?
the owl, SK? Where's the owl?
Mm.
I need the owl.
Gone, flying somewhere out of her business. The owl's out of her business.
Oh, so you
Okay.
ain't gonna put
Hmm.
the owl up there? Okay, I
Yeah,
see.
No, we're not.
I agree with that. I think that's a good idea.
Mm-mm.
I didn't get the
We,
owl at this hour of night.
mm,
I'm done. I'm done. But that's just my point. Like, there's so many people that are elders and they don't get the privilege of having, the ability to go to their doctors. She doesn't have a license. I've looked at all the paperwork as best I can. I've had my kids look at the stuff that I can't see, and we can't figure out why she's been refused.
well,
So
ain't you contacted who refused to?
we've talked to so many people, it's ridiculous.
And what they say?
All of them said, well, according to the paperwork, she's not eligible.
I don't know. It sounds to me like
Maybe we're missing a
no,
step. Maybe it's on us. I
just listening to what you're saying, she definitely is eligible. But sometimes it could depend on maybe something she did in the past that wasn't on the up and up. But
don't. Right. Maybe, like I said,
I
maybe
recommend
we're
you
missing
hire
a step.
a disability attorney. Uh,
We thought about that.
yeah, there's some good ones out there that
That's a
will
good
will
recommendation. My
work for you
attorney,
for
I can
free.
have him look at it. That's a good recommendation. Thank you for that.
Will work for you for free until you collect your benefits. So
hmm
that's my
hmm
recommendation.
I actually have several attorneys in my corner in different areas, and that is a great recommendation. I have recommended it, but some of these old heads are a little hard to get convinced. But I will definitely look into that, and maybe they'll write a recommendation for her to go through with it. She's one of those that's like, I don't want to cause nobody problems, but baby, when it comes to your bottom line, you got to do what you got to do.
Hmm.
Okay, well, I'm gonna step down. Thank you, baby. I
Okay.
appreciate you.
All right, Random. Nice
All
chatting
right,
with you.
peace, love, and light.
All righty, take care now. And
So
mind
I
your own
spoke.
business. And
What
mind
the
your
heck?
own business.
So what the heck is going on with all these Cations? Didn't Fyebabe start the whole Cation thing? I heard there's like three different. I got these um, links and clips sent to me. What's going on with all these Cations?
I don't know. I don't know. Just trying to stir up content. I guess, like you said, LaFabi had one, but it wasn't. It wasn't really, from what I understand, documented. Nor did she want it to be. Now we got Nesscation. Limitation was supposed to happen, but I don't think that's what happened. So now everybody's waiting for Nesscation to happen. So I
And
don't
so
know when this. I
Lemon
don't know
has
when this.
one as well coming up, right?
Where? Listen, Urban, and this is not to be rude. We could say that we're gonna have an urbancation But does that mean it's gonna happen? No, and not because you can't do it, but with limit, I don't think he can pull something like that off. It has to be organized. It has to be thorough. Like you got to be able to trust people with information and stuff like that. And unfortunately, he showed that he's not worthy of that. So unless he's taking a vacation by himself, then
I would suspect that he has people in the background that are telling him that they're going to put it
so
together for him. But the problem with that is that I haven't been on his channel in a long time. It may be since, well, it's going all the way back to like the first 2 months. But what I did see though was that there was a lot of people surrounding him that were using him,
mhm.
right? Using him in order to get monetized. People that have been on YouTube for a long time that didn't have 1,000 subscribers. So there's a lot of that going on, and a lot of people around him that are just there for attention, uh, and they're not there, you know,
For his
you know,
best interest. Uh,
exactly,
yeah, there's
exactly.
nobody around. I don't think there's nobody around. I mean, no, you can say, but I think she's even opportunistic to an extent. So
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think he
A
has
lot of
anybody
users,
around him like that.
a
So
lot of a lot of users around him.
for
I mean,
sure.
just if you look at the difference between the nation, Avatar Nation, there's a genuine concern. There was a genuine concern for his well-being, and people would be speaking on his behalf and trying to advise him on the best course of action. Whereas now, there's a term. I think it originates out of the black sector called, when you become what they call troll food.
Hmm.
But a lot of people that are in his chat, and they're waiting for calamity, the
Hmm.
chaos, the downfall. That's what they're all banking on. I don't think that, honestly speaking, I don't think it's a good idea for him to have any kind of
Oh no.
vacation because there's a bunch of people out there. There's a huge target on his back because of the way he
Yeah,
talked to people and the way he treated people.
I told him that. I said, let me just say this: Limit was not, Limit was not, and is not, and this is no sense of jealousy. Limit is not or was not prepared for what he wanted. He got what he wanted. It was not prepared to handle the multitude of personalities, people, and everything else that comes with that. Right? The kid wants a Lamborghini, but has he taken the necessary classes to drive such a high-powered vehicle?
Mhm.
And that's the situation. He wants his because the optics to a lot of people on here look a certain way. Right? What did he scream the other night? Oh, you said I wasn't in the content creator chair. I wasn't. I could. Right, because you have to do things totally different from where the people view it. Right, you got to know how to handle certain people. Certain people need to be handled a certain different way than this person. You got to be careful how you talk to people. That was my main thing. You can't talk to people that way because you don't know them and they take things a certain way. He refused to listen. He's like, that's a character. I'm like, well,
Mhm.
you chose the wrong character, brother, because people looking at you don't view that. There are no beginning and ending credits. There are no commercials. There's nothing like that that would be indicative of a show.
Mhm.
So he done messed up. And then from a planning perspective, his brand isn't trustworthy. They tell everybody information. So would you really get somebody your first and last name? Hell no. Would you really show somebody your government ID to verify that was you? Hell
Right.
no. So there's gonna be limitations in what he can do unless he do a pop up thing. So I don't know.
Well, from the clips that I have, he is fired off money, and this is where having good people around you. For example, if you were the people here in the nation, everybody out here in the nation, they would have said, "Hey, man, don't send your money to XYZ."
Okay, so Urban, how that happened was those people that money was sent to, they said they weren't going. Like they pretty much said, "Oh no, we're not gonna go unless you're gonna pay for it." So he pretty much got cajoled into doing that. Now, mind you, His isn't taking place until like the end of February or something like that. So there's months out. So I think he did that because they were like give us like 250 a piece or something like that. Because Tracy, Sassy, Lolo, and somebody else, I think. So it was pretty much a paid momentum builder, right?
Hmm.
Because those 4 people or 3 people would have instantly deflated his efforts to have anything. Because they said unless you pay, we not go. So what's up, Brixton? So that's yeah. So that was that. That's how that went out. You know. So
Brookston Bay, what's going on? Um, you can't pay for friendship. In social media, you do see people paying for things, right? In order to, you have this thing of what they call it, where you pretend until you make it, right?
fake it till you make it.
Right, right. But um,
Well, I mean, everybody's got his hand out, right? So, I mean, he's done that. His braggadociousness
right.
about how much he makes and this and this and paying people, and that's I feel that is what he's had to do in order to keep getting himself content.
Well, yeah. I
So,
mean, if you look at the history there of Diamond Dory, where she shelled out all that money, it was
I disagree on that one because Diamond Dory's was not. Diamond's Door was just doing that to be relevant. Lemon is actually doing that to augment his broadcast.
is
Nobody
that
would.
the same? Is that the same thing as trying to be relevant?
No, because nobody was checking for Diamond Dory as a content creator.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Nobody was. She was doing that to be part of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Lemon is doing that to maintain relevance and views. It's totally different. I feel.
I think it falls in the same category of wanting to be admired, wanting to be revered.
I disagree, Lemon, because nobody ever thought Diamond Dory could never refer to herself as queen of the sector.
Uh,
Lemon, he has to pay people in order to maintain that title. You get what I'm saying?
uh,
So Diamond Dory was doing it for socialization
mm-hmm,
purposes.
mm-hmm.
Lemon is doing it for content creator hierarchy. That's the difference. He don't pay, he ain't getting Tracy.
But
He
I think
don't.
I think emotionally, it comes from the same place.
Okay, emotionally, yes,
Right?
yes,
It comes from the
yeah.
same. It's just acceptance, right? Wanting acceptance. Um, I think that I feel bad for you because I said this before that you looked at as the creator, right? You looked at like so Frankenstein was a monster, right?
Oh no! Ooh,
Mm.
Lord! Breaking news. Sorry, sorry, Urban. They say breaking news. Shakim channel is gone. Oh
Oh,
my God. Diva D
mm.
says, "Yeah, I see someone talking about it. If you still have the old link to his last video and click it, it should tell you if the channel was terminated or the video was private. Let me see, y'all, because I am subscribed to his channel. Sorry, Urban.
He's a bunch of channels though.
Oh, hold on. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's see. All right. Well, his video is private. It don't say that it's been terminated, so the video is private. So what that means in B sector, well, YouTube terms, is that you already sitting on a strike, you already got hit, and now you're taking everything down to prevent any further strikes. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, what was I talking about? What was
You
I
said Frankenstein.
saying? So what I was saying is, Sir King, if you know anything about the story and the history of where we're moving into Halloween of Frankenstein. So there was a Doctor Frankenstein. You would be Doctor Frankenstein, right?
Oh
And the
Lord.
monster that you created was named after you. So what's happening is people are associating you with this And if you look at Lemon's, avatars and things, it's, he views. I think that there's some serious psychological things going on there, where you see people, where you see some of the images actually have the eye poked out. It looks like trauma, right? But people are. I mentioned this to you a long time ago, where people are associating his behavior with you. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
and I've heard you say a million times that that's not the Lemon that I know. Um, and mentorship is something, I've said this before on your platform. Mentorship is something that you discuss. Right? This is a conversation that you have with someone. I see some things about you that I admire. I want to follow in your footsteps. Can you mentor me? I didn't
Mm.
see that with you and Lemon. I didn't see that relationship.
No, not at all, because that's not how this started. You get what I'm saying? He's not. Lord, I gotta be careful how I say this. Lemon was not someone that I knew prior. So let me just say this: Lemon was not. Let me be careful who I mention because I don't want to throw him in a situation. Um. Uh. Okay, let's just say Lemon was not a Ron P. Right. So I never did. I saw Ron P around before I started my channel. So it wasn't that Ron P did and graduated to being the panelist, and then Ron P was like, "Hey, Sir King, I would like to start my own." Da, 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 what do you? Da, da, da. It wasn't like we had a prior rapport. It was boom. You hit my link. You came up as a guest, and that was that. Any aspirations you never, when we expressed the aspirations for you to do your own thing, you weren't really enthralled with that.
Hmm.
So now all of a sudden you have these ambitions, but this is the thing. He never came to me. Mind you, I made advertisements for him
I
when he
remember.
started when he
Mhm.
started getting his own following. He wasn't
Mhm.
happy with those. You never tell your mentor I don't like that when you weren't you didn't partake in the creative thought process.
Mhm.
So I'm like, oh, okay. So that was that. So I don't think he ever wanted a mentor. I think in hindsight he wanted. He never
Well,
asked for it. He never asked for any to know anything about part of the business.
right. Exactly that's a good earmark as to what you were dealing with. But cloud is in today's era. Cloud is currency. Cloud
Right.
is, and you can look at the number of channels that have been created just from hanging out, and the number of people that have been monetized just from hanging out in Lemon's chat.
Oh
He probably
yeah.
birthed 4 or 5 different channels that were struggling with monetization for years,
For sure.
10, 10 years, things like that. So cloud is currency.
Hello, misunderstood. How you doing? Good to see you. No, I agree. I totally agree. I
And
totally.
I
I
think
totally.
that during the pandemic, you were looked at as friendly. I think that most of the B sector was kind of closed off. Right, you had these open panels, and there were people that came through your channel that may deny it today that they didn't come through you. But I think people looked at you as the friendly option, because the B sector kind of had this standoffish uh, demeanor
Mm-hmm.
against outsiders, and you were the open panel, and you were friendly. um, and so I think people tried to take that route, thinking that they could you know gain the clout. And look at all the people that have passed through since the pandemic. I mean, yeah, I agree, Brixton Bay. The Sir King made the lockdown fun and entertaining. Uh, and I told you before, Sir King, there was a guy in Singapore that was making
Mm-hmm.
big bucks from
Uh,
put your channel behind a
if
paywall.
I could ever get access to that.
So you had an entertaining show, and there was nothing else even similar. remotely similar to it in the B sector. So,
No. What's up,
um,
Khaki Bear? But they didn't want to say, "Oh, I stopped going." They said they started when he put all those rules. But see, that's the thing. People, like you said, you have an open situation, and now mind you, we were dealing with a lot with YouTube. They bots, they were policing
mm,
everything. So
mm,
a lot of that stuff that people try to put on or do, you couldn't allow that if you wanted that to go on. And they said, "Oh, I killed Nyca." Says, "Oh, he started doing that stuff with all those rules and da da da." Da. Yeah, I sure did. If I wanted to stay around, because
yeah,
a lot of people,
I remember seeing the YouTube moderator,
yeah,
not the bot,
hmm
a physical person in your chat during the pandemic.
yeah.
So,
I went off on them. I said, "Leave me alone. Stop bother other people. But why we ain't doing nothing over here? You
right.
know." So they don't understand that. They want
But
to
you were
go
able to
free
survive.
reign.
You were able to survive all that. I think you may be the only person that didn't lose your channel, right? Aren't you the only person that
Well,
didn't lose your
yeah,
channel?
and you know what, Urban, I probably would have if I let them do what they wanted to do.
Oh yeah, you'd have been for sure. You a couple of times would have been removed from the platform had you not stepped in and said, "Hey, not over here."
Right, exactly. And they don't understand that. They're like, "Oh, he got big headed." That's what they. Oh, he got big headed. No, it's not big headed. It's called big head with brains. Yeah, because you want me small brain and stupid and let y'all ruin my shit? No, it's not gonna happen.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, good times. Bricks and Babe was right on the money. Good times. Bricks and Babe, it was good times. And um, emotionally and mentally, a lot of people were hurting, and so you provided, some valuable release from all of that. And I know that was hard work for you. I mean, you actually were, going live every day for hours a day.
Oh yeah.
You
Mhm.
navigated people to a completely different platform. Like, and I remember hearing you talking, and I could hear you falling asleep. I was like, man, so SK's falling asleep.
Yeah, because we would do this. Then we would run over there to
Yeah.
stereo and keep that going. And then, just to just, make it happen, right? Because that's the thing with stereo. You did not want to lose your foothold over here.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. When there was
So
money,
you had
money to be made, and you proved yourself to be an earner, a hard worker, right? There was a lot of money to be made, and you were even if you were falling asleep in the microphone.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. It was but yeah, I think about that whole stereo story. That was
Yeah,
crazy within itself because
and then the weirdos over there that
yeah,
attacked you because you came over with a presence.
yeah.
And immediately, they were like, "Well, who the heck is this guy?"
But the weirdest part was they already had people with a presence though. Like Soldier Boy was over there and some other people were there. But I think it was just the time we were coming over in the middle of the night. That's what threw them off.
Right,
So
right. Yeah.
and then they ran and told the people that we were using bots. I was like, and then one guy accused me of taking Similac out of his baby's mouth.
Yeah, I remember his name. His name was Prophet.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
well, he should have seen us coming there, right? So,
It was good times, man. It was, considering what was going on in the world,
mhm, yeah.
uh, you provided some entertainment, which is the reason why I think you have such a loyal following now, right? If you look at how long people have been following you,
Mhm.
um, I think you're probably undefeated when it comes to that in terms of the B sector. Um,
No, I would say Fyebabe got loyal following too.
okay.
Yeah, Fyebabe, Sean Bradley. So there's some people who still hang out with them, even though their presence isn't as visible.
Hmm.
So
So yeah, that was good times, good times.
yeah, and DVD's right. She said, and SK invested in his channel, which is something that I don't remember any other content creator and in the beef sector said they're doing back then. That's true.
All
A
right,
lot of
now
yeah.
the entire
Go
B
ahead, go
sector,
ahead.
the entire B sector, the entire B sector, every content creator stopped doing YouTube and did what?
Oh yeah. Stereo.
They followed you to stereo, right? The B sector was silent as
Mhm.
months.
And you know what?
And they all
Jay,
made serious money.
yeah. And Jay Wilson came over there, said he would never go. He see that's what stubbornness cost him. And then he finally broke and went over, but he came too late. He came too
Mhm.
late. So mm,
Yeah, I mean, there hasn't been anything similar, where the content creator they didn't give you the acknowledgement for it, but
mm-mm.
they followed you over there, and people walked away with 5K, 4K, 3K. People
Yeah.
walked away, thousands of dollars, and they didn't give you credit for it. I think just because of the nature of the B sector, but
Mhm.
there hasn't been anything similar since.
Oh no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. It probably won't be.
Yeah,
Not not in the virtual land. No. You know.
right. And Lemon was along for the ride, and definitely, was rewarded
It,
financially.
and
For it.
that's kind of the most hurtful thing. Not saying that I need it, not saying that not saying anything like that.
Mhm.
But the ability to just be associated with me and the amount of money he made, not putting together a program, not thinking it out, not discussing it, nothing, but just coming and going when you wanted to and being blessed in the way in which you were directly by your association of me. And you
Mhm.
put money in all these other people's hands that don't like you, and you have yet to even mention a gesture of gratitude. That no matter what he say, I abandoned him, I did that. That
Mhm.
would have showed me, Urban, where we really stood. Because I don't know him and he don't know me.
Right.
But
Sight unseen. Sight unseen. Think about
right,
it. Sight unseen. Someone that you don't even know. You didn't know what was going on in his personal life. You didn't know anything about him that, for example, that maybe could have damaged your brand. You didn't know anything about that, but you put thousands of dollars in his pocket.
yeah,
Complete,
re-
complete stranger.
consistently.
Yeah.
So I don't. What I mean, I don't know him and he don't know me. So there's no way for us to show appreciation for each other through monetary gestures. That's how I feel. And you can say words, right? But there's been many a time where Lemon has been blessed through his association with me. All I'm saying is you're putting what we all come here for in other people's hands as if they've been your day one. But
Mhm.
you yet to show that form of gratitude and appreciation towards me. And that's the key thing. And that's crazy to me. So he could say all this, oh Sir King, and I told him stop mentioning me. I want I want you by your actions the greatest respect and appreciation and homage. Now, I don't say it like that, but if you look up to me, the greatest respect you could give me is by your actions.
Mhm.
That's
Bingo.
all I want. That's all
Yeah.
I want.
Yeah.
Because right now, like you said, Urban, you're soiling my name.
Hmm.
And that's not the truth. About what you're doing and how you're behaving is not what you did over here.
Right.
But you're quick to throw my name up and oh, it's Sir King. This, but they're like, damn, they taught you to act this way. So act accordingly. And there's ways to do what you want to do and still be as the villain or whatever you want to call yourself
Hmm.
without doing what you're doing.
Yeah. I don't. One thing, certain is I learned a lot uh, in my work, my philanthropic work with veterans, disabled veterans, veterans missing limbs, homeless veterans, veterans dealing with various types of narcotic addictions. Probably one of the most valuable lessons I've learned, as a leader in the military. The work I've done has been primarily outside. I've had dealt with some issues internal, but I've learned a lot, external, and I've learned a lot about narcissism, you know, about bipolar people that have bipolar, master manipulators. I vouch for people, in my early days of just kind of just really wanting to just help, just really wanting to be the best help that I can be and do as much as I can. And I've learned a lot about people that are purely just manipulators,
Mm, yeah.
and they can
Yeah.
do that for years.
Mm,
They can do that for years.
mm,
Anything to feed that addiction.
yeah.
So I see a lot of similarities, you know, with
Oh, I
your
see. Oh, yeah. The character. Every time Lemon will tell you it's a character, I'm like, Lemon, no, no. And I feel like, okay, so you play the character over here, right? So are we truly seeing your side now? Like,
Mhm.
mm.
Yeah. I mean, narcissism. I mean, there's like a whole YouTube sector about narcissism, but they are master manipulators, and there may be some females. A lot of women deal with narcissism when it comes to relationships with men. It goes on both sides, but there's a lot to learn there, and people can manipulate you. The women have been in marriages for 10, 20, 30 years dealing with narcissism. So, um, and then you have what's called covert narcissism, but they're the masters of manipulation. You'll never see it coming.
Hmm.
See it coming, and they can do it for years. It's a valuable learning lesson, and I feel bad that you've had to go through that.
No, it's okay. It's
But
fine.
it makes you
It's
stronger. Just the same thing with me. Like I was, bleeding heart out there. It makes you stronger, SK. It's a valuable life lesson, right? That
hmm
on in this journey in life, you've learned a lot just from your interaction here in this sector.
Oh yeah, I told you. Oh, I said the B sectors is like the clip gives you the cliff notes to life, and you
Mm,
not have to go through those moments in order to make those notes, because you deal with so many situations and so many people so fast that you would never get it that fast in life, and you
mhm.
can use that knowledge and experience and apply it to your real life. Like I watched the beef sector, right? And I'm gonna tell y'all something that I probably never told y'all before. I watched the beef sector, and I would see how these people be friends, how Bama girl, how Fyebabe did Bama, and how Bama did Fyebabe. That was fucked up because once Fyebabe found out how Bama really looked, it seemed like she turned on her. They were ready to meet in Chicago, talking about how they were gonna go to the rooms and do this, and girl, we gonna hang out. And once she saw how Bama girl looked, it was a wrap. And I'm like, oh my God, all that. Oh, that best friend, you my best friend. And Five Babe used the notion that Bama girl lied to her. And I was
Mhm.
like, mm. So it's just, and then how people fall out. And I hate to say this, and this is what I want to say is that I always kept in my mind with Lemon, the day you meet someone, you got to think about the day you fall out with them.
Bingo. Yeah.
And it's sad to think of it that way, but every time I was like, yeah, Lemon seemed like a good guy, Lemon seemed like a good dude. But look at all the other people who've fallen out too. So
Yeah.
that's why I kept that equal parameter of I don't want to know nothing about your life, and I'm sure as hell not going to share nothing about mine with you.
Mhm.
So, and that only the way I moved only justified why with the current situation that we in.
Right. Right. And what's interesting, what's fascinating is in that journey, there were red flags that came up. Like, for example, you know, regards to women behind the scenes, right? There were things going on with this interaction. Am I solo? You got dropped off, SK? Let me look at the
Oh,
chat. What's going on in the chat?
sorry, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're back. Okay. Um, so there was red flags, right? That really didn't seem like anything significant. I think initially in regards to relationships with women, like I remember the whole brown sugar thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? I remember there was the Terry P thing, and I think there was other things that really that that you kept to your chest because you're trying to protect your brand, but there's things going on in the background. I think that you can see them now in his relationships with women, as far as like exposing himself to them, and you know,
Sorry.
right? There's just sexual things going on there. Like there was glimpses of that, like glimpses of that during, over the course of time. But I know you were diligently trying to, negotiate that situation with the girl, Brown Sugar. I know you were, deep in that trying to fix that. So there
Mm.
was some, some red flags there that
Well, see, the brown sugar didn't concern me more than the therapy situation. I was
okay,
highly concerned about the therapy situation because therapy had a husband. And that
exactly,
man was there. And I don't know what messages they were sharing. I don't know how far that conversation, and I don't know who was paying the cell phone bill because if you pay someone's cell phone bill, you have access to the messages. So
right,
I was like, yeah, man, just chill out. And y'all in the same state. A man possessed, nothing will stop him. You know. So I was just concerned about that because I didn't know what they were talking about. But all I know they were flirty, lovey dovey, while they were up here, and that something had to cause that to manifest. So,
right. So that was a little bit of, there was a red
mm,
flag there. But yeah, I agree. I was in agreement with that as far as, you know, um, going too far, because some of those conversations, from what I remember back then, he was within hearing, within
yes,
distance of this stuff.
he's in the next room watching ESPN.
Right. And I think he was a veteran, like a Navy veteran. If I'm trying to recall all this stuff, but yeah. So obviously, that you kind of handled that
Yeah,
appropriately. You seem to have handled that appropriately because it didn't blow up, right?
right.
I think that
Uh,
you intervened there. So there's a lot going on. You're wearing a lot of hats there. I think you did it. I commend you for handling all that and still collecting the check.
yeah, I mean, you do. You just, ugh, yeah, it's a lot of mental maneuvering you have to do.
That's good leadership training. It's good leadership training for you. I mean, if you decide to, wherever you are in your career, you've learned some things, when it comes to leadership. So you can apply. You can definitely apply those things.
The key thing people have to do, I think, the key asset is listening. Right? You have to listen. That's why people say, "Oh, I." When people come up, I just let them talk because there'll be instances on other people panel where people are about to say something and they get cut off. And you dismiss everything. But even
Yeah.
in real life, let people talk. You know.
Exactly. Yeah. Be a good listener. Let's do more listening than you do talking.
Mhm.
My grandfather, um, I learned so many valuable lessons from my grandfather of being a leader in the military. But yeah, listening was definitely one of them. Was being a good listener and remembering, things. And like my grandfather could remember, how many children, and that meant something to people. Like how many children you have, where you live, what's
Mm,
going on in your life. Like, did you get that new house? Have you had the new baby? Like, I learned so much from him about how to be a leader and how to make people feel like they're being taken care of and that they can trust you, trust your leadership.
mhm.
So a lot of learning lessons there. So yeah, you definitely learned a lot. You had free management training courtesy of the B sector.
Free.
So put that on your resume, SK.
Yes, I
When it
will.
comes to, when it comes to
I
management
will.
training, Say, hey, I have manager training courtesy of the B Sector Academy.
Mhm. They were like, what? Huh? Beef? Where's the cow? You know?
Um, but going back to these cation things, I don't think it's a good idea for Lemon to have a vacation. I think there's a gigantic target on his back. There's a
Mhm.
lot of troll. His chats are full of
Mhm.
trolls from multiple sectors, and they're all gunning for him. Kind of reminds me of the Rob Rack situation. Right? Rob Rack ended up in jail from a get together, a public get together. So I see a lot of similarities going on there between
Mhm.
Lemon and Rob Rack. Um,
Well, also, I mean, you have to take into account also, Lemon has talked about people's wives in a very, sexual way. And I think that's, a lot of those people are looking to still maybe get retribution on the honor of their, for their wife. So he have to keep looking around, like I say, behind his back, over his shoulder, you know. So Jay Dunn, the Billy Goat. They said if you click his last video, it says private. So I think from observation of what's happened to people in the past in these situations, have maybe made the page private or taken down the videos themselves. Because normally, if a video is gone, don't it say this channel is no longer here due to copyright guidelines or Google YouTube policy? So,
I've been over to
child.
Shakim's channel. Um, he has multiple backup pages that are monetized. I think it's just probably not even an issue for him to just bump over to another channel. Um,
Oh, you
but
got the link to his channel. Oh, okay. Sorry, she said she has the link. J Dub said she has the link to his channel.
you know what I was thinking? You have this whole I keep wanting the B sector to do more, to do better, right? And it really is like its own reality network, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
B sector network, right? And
Mm,
so you have this whole thing with what they call the 2.0, and then what I would call, the term I'll use is B sector all stars. That's the old, the initial B sector players.
mhm,
I mean, they could really like take the content to a whole nother level. That's just for a lot of these older B sector people who are maturing. Like they could really take the content to a whole nother. So you could just imagine, B sector all stars on stage with B sector 2.0, kind of like one of these Real House, like one of these reunion shows, right? On one side of the stage, you got B sector all stars, Fyebabe, Sean Bradley, um, Heidi Fly, James, all the old school guys. And the other side of the stage, you got 2.0. They're kind of going back and forth with it. Like
mm,
these are, doing a live stage show. And if you look back at some of the origins that people claim, that Madison and Kaya, if you notice, Madison went out on the road, Kaya went out on the road. Like, look at some of these people that, where the roots come from, and look at how they moved and try to, incorporate the same things. But I think that would be entertaining to see
I agree.
2.0,
I agree.
inside the stage. Yeah,
You
because
just gotta have a cast that's responsible enough. Meaning, like, you know, they understand what they're there for. They'll provide the
mhm,
entertainment, but like any other extracurricular activity, like
right,
knocking somebody across their head, that because
exactly, rent out a nice Airbnb, I mean, if somebody were to put together, uh, you know, a show, a pilot, I would even be willing to invest. Somebody put together a good pilot with a return on investment, I would actually be willing to invest.
Well, yeah, I think that okay. So the first issue, okay. So the first reason why I feel like that whole situation with Sean and Ty didn't work out was because they didn't pay the people, right?
Mhm.
That was
Yeah.
the major thing. They didn't pay, and those people were willing to wait, but payment never came.
Hmm.
Now, I just think that with that being ingrained with these people's minds about that, these people have to get paid something. 2,000, I don't know, but something.
Right. Yeah, that would definitely be you know, some bait to lure the man to participate in the content. In reality, most pilots you don't get paid unless you're a premier production company that's done a bunch of different shows that got green lighted. We got a budget. Most pilots, other than stipends for food and travel, like what happened with Sean Bradley's whole thing, they pay for food, they pay for travel, things like that. That's pretty typical. But yeah, if you really want to do it big, absolutely offer financial incentive. Offer to pay content creators to come out and do their thing for sure. Yeah, but I really would like to see the Beast to take it to another level. You got enough seasoned content creators at this point where they could put something like this together. They could put their differences aside and think about the bigger picture and creating content and creating a legacy. Um, I would like to see that happen, but my gut tells me that it's not going to happen. But I would love to see somebody step up and try to put something. I see Heidi Fly has her reality series. She's definitely doing her thing. So
Yeah.
Heidi Fly stepped into that arena. But
It just has to be well thought out. I mean, and you just have to have people on here are not, who are just not just destructive people, right?
yeah, you've been a good
Uh,
producer. I think you'd make a great producer. You're a good producer,
they already tried to include me in the show one time, so you know.
right? And the producer needs to be paid, right? I would, uh,
Of course,
yeah,
for sure.
definitely. If the right plan was presented, it could go some places. But yeah, your producer needs to be paid, whether it's a pilot or not. The producer definitely needs to be paid.
I think they're trying to do some of that stuff, do some of it in a way now with these Cations, but they're not happening. So I don't know. I felt that situation in Vegas was a situation to see if that would work. To be honest,
Yeah, that was just content, just to get, it was content. What was I gonna say? Something I was gonna say. Oh man. Yeah, I wish people would think bigger. I wish people would think big. Think big about what you're doing with your platform. Think big about what you're doing with your subscribers. There's a lot of history in the B sector, coming from a background of people that were legitimately involved in entertainment. We've
hmm
discussed this before. People that had a genuine interest in entertainment. People were making money in entertainment prior to jumping on YouTube. So I'd like to see people step it up. Don't just do occasion, like incorporate, think about what you're doing with this. How much money can you make on one of these occasions outside of just cash apps? And I think I remember getting a clip about this whole boxing thing between Lemon and the guy named Resto. That was a major bag lost.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Lemon didn't want to
I
participate
agree.
because you can sell tickets, you can do pay-per-view, right? You can do that individually, and that was with all the sectors involved. It was a major bag lost. People need to think
And
beyond.
I think that's something that still can happen, and I think it would be enjoyable to see. But you know, who knows?
Yeah, let's get you in there, SK.
Uh,
I got some money on you.
we need to get Jay Wilson versus Tim Blaine in one too. So we need to make
Yeah,
that finally happen. They could
That
bump bellies and hit each other in the head with their belly. You know, break their back with each other's belly. Yeah, yeah. So
that would be a good one. I want to see. I like Bertha May. I want to see Bertha May up in there too, knocking a couple people out.
when they said I don't know if this was when they were trying to do that. I think the IHOP lady, because she had
Hmm.
some kind. They said that the people were going to try to call the boxing facility and let them know what was going on and something else and report it and all that. So I think that's why that kind of got the kibosh over there. But,
Oh yeah, yeah. You don't. I mean, you can. There's websites where you can sign up for a pay per view. It doesn't have to have anything to do with the boxing commission. And if you wear oversized gloves and these big padded helmets, you put together your own event. You don't need any kind of commission to sanction it. And there's also organizations out there that do this. You know, you got to cut them into the money, but you can put stuff together like this and reap the benefits. And the same thing with doing, a live performance, a live stage show. You just need people to be willing to get out there.
right.
Look at some of these people like Candy from what's that show she's on? Real Housewives of
Hmm.
Atlanta. I mean,
Yeah.
look at what people are doing out there in the reality space. When you're looking at the B sector reality network, you look at it that way.
Hmm.
There's another level they could take this to. I really would like to see them.
I agree. The key thing is that person has to come in and not be associated directly with any camp.
Hmm.
You know, that's how I feel because if you're associated with Babe Nation, then Fyebabe would immediately have, oh no, he did me wrong, or they was somebody that did me wrong, but if you come up with somebody who's neutral, then it may work. So, what's up, Cheryl? How you doing?
Yeah. What's up, Cheryl? Everybody out there in the chat. Oh, that's okay.
All right,
I'm not
thank you,
gonna
Urban.
tie you up anymore, dog. It's always a pleasure to drop in on the nation.
Likewise, likewise. So, thank you for stopping by. Always good conversation that the people can hear from you and your perspective. So, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So let me see if I can figure out how to get out of here. So, okay, let me see. I see an arrow.
Be careful now, 'cause I can flush it like lemon. I was just joking.
Let me see.
Um,
I want to do it on my own because
okay. Ooh, damn, we did that quick. Congratulations, Urban. You did that. You found that out. Okay. I guess you just hit that red button. All right, y'all. Hopefully, y'all been thoroughly entertained, educated, and I don't know, occupied. So that's our show for tonight. If you want to, please feel free to send a gesture. $, Circle Crown. Thank you, Urban. Thank you to Random Craft again for coming up. As you see, we spoke about a multitude of issues all over the place. Jay Dunn came. Well, people came in the chat. Jay Dunn came in the chat saying that the Billy Goat is gone. Shakim Raw. I don't have no say in that. I think it's we never want to see a person's page taken. So I hope he gets it back or able to maintain where he left off. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. I gotta get in the gym. Try to get this body right. Try to get this well. It's right, but I want to get some more enhancements without cheating myself to fitness like Jay Wilson. But what you say, D? Oh Lord, y'all put stuff in the chat. These Negroes won't try to get together do anything like that because any one doesn't want the other to gain more popularity than them. I agree. I agree. Y'all says why is about a drag show on her show and she has been alive for 3 months. What's SK? I'm not sure if this guy sounds like a great value talent or Goosey's father. Woo woo. His name is Erden. BS is antagonizing TS Master at a morning. How did she do it in person? Did she do it in person? Sharona B, what's up, Sharona B? Good content creators. It would be great if they come on. Good content creator over here. That would be great if they come on every day and put the right people on. That's a hard. thing to do, especially putting the right people on the panel. That's nearly impossible. Go watch VS from yesterday. She had two minutes. All right. Yeah, so it's really hard. It's really what you were asking is hard to do because you don't have unless you go out and reach out to somebody they haven't come up to be on the panel, then most likely it don't happen. So who knows? All right, y'all. With that being said, I'm out of here. Y'all take care. Be the change you want to see in the world. Remember, health is wealth. Please stay abreast of what's going on in the world around you. Because, like Urban said, things are going crazy. Things are getting hectic and stuff like that. So it's best to stay abreast and be the first to know. All right, and with that being said, I'm out of here. Thank you to my wonderful moderators. I appreciate y'all. Brixton, it's good to see you. As always, detached. Diva D, thank y'all for being here. Appreciate you. That's an A. Y'all have a good day. All right. Bye, y'all. Take care. See y'all later. Who's her? Hold on. One second.
Sir King.
Canvas.
Sir King. Sir King. Sir King. Sir King.